It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been through, that I'd be standing right here talking to you. Wait another time.
I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last.
Had to switch up, look at these different, see the bigger picture.
Those were the days. Hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place.
See you in a better place, huh?
How can we not talk about family when family is all we got?
Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side.
Now you got in with me for the last.
It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
We've come a long way
Yeah, we came a long way.
from where we began.
You know we started.
Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Nettie, I've had about all I can take of Homer Simpson's torso. I'll get some hot dogs.
No footlongs.
I know, they make you uncomfortable.
First, you both go out of your way and the vibe is feeling strong. And what's small turn to a friendship turn to a bond. And that bond will never be broken, the love will never get lost, the love will never get lost. When brotherhood come first, then the line will never be crossed. Established it on our own when that line had to be drawn. And that line is what we reach, so remember me when I'm gone, remember me when I'm gone.
How can we not talk about family when family's all we got?
Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side.
And now you've gone be with me for the last ride.
So let the light guide your way. Yeah. Hold every memory as you go. And every road you take will always lead you home. Home.
It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
We've come a long way from where we began.
Oh, I'll tell you about it when I see you again. I'll see you again.
Maude? Oh my lord, she's dead! Whether you noticed her or not, Maude was always there. And we thought she always would be.
There isn't going to be, it might already be a stretch. We're going to find, that's the main thing that we're going to be finding out.
Oh no.
Is there really going to be that much to say?
5.5 years later.
Hi, this is Maggie Roswell, and Nathan and Brendan O'Leary. This is also Maude Flanders, and I wanted to show you, I'm not really dead. It looks like I am here, but I'm so not. So, anyways, I'd like to tell you exactly how it was that I came on The Voice.
Anytime a TV series been on 19 years.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of Midwest, because if you remember, they already had Mr. Flanders. So with Ned Flanders, I had to do, like some sort of accent. And part of it was from the Midwest. So I decided to do that. And I since then have been able to do so many other things because, being dead, I can fly around everywhere. But we're here to talk about Maude because some people I mean, if you can believe it, don't even know Maude existed. Because, it was first 10 years, and then there was some sort of thing with Maggie not getting paid or whatever, and then all of a sudden I was dead. So I said to them, isn't that kind of sad that you killed me? And they said, well, we tried to find other people to do your voice, and your voice was really hard to match. I was like, well, maybe you just should have kept me. But anyways, I just want you to know that I am so thrilled that you have this great Maudecast, and that there's 100 of them. I mean, and that even when you started on one, I would have said okay, because I'm Maude, and I like it. And Todd and Rod would like it too. Well, now, I don't know what their father's letting them watch on TV because, I'm gone. So, all I know is when I was there, I was very strict, kind of, because, that's my personality, is to kind of be strict. But Brendan and Nathan, I just wanted to say thank you so much for having a Maudecast and keeping my character alive. And I really appreciate that you came to me for this, and I adore you. You're so fantastic. Or as Miss Hoover would say, keep up the good work. Please. All right. And Todd and Rod would like it too.
Sure. Here we are. The finale part 2, aka the last Maudecast ever for now, Deus Ex Morgacina, aka finale part 2, cold opening. A third Maude was necessary. Season 11, episode 14. Cheap tattoo parlor in Mexico, the night of October the 3rd, 1999. Flickering fluorescent tubes. A red plastic shower curtain waves gently from a ceiling fan's breeze. Grandad, don't stop. Tell us the whole story. Okay, I will. This ought to definitely happen to me. The whole thing. Let me carry on, Jimmy. Sit down. Okay, Grandad, tell us more. Cheap mariachi music was playing from a radio with bad reception. Morgana, wild, mid-30s, cigarette in hand, sits beside Fu, 40s, handsome in a tragic way, wearing a Fu Industries t-shirt cannon, polo shirt, a tattoo artist, and may or may not be called Arms Ray, with mirrored sunglasses and oxygen tubes working on their arms.
Are you sure about this, baby? This tattoo might come out a little bit racist.
I was sure when I lost my board seat, and I was sure when I bought 400,000 unsold t-shirt cannons, and I'm sure now, more sure than ever. The artist finishes Morgana's tattoo. It is Fu's face. It is a Simpsons-style parody with lumpy yellow skin because it's a Simpsons parody. My goodness, chatbot. Done. You're done there, love. You're next.
Oh no. Oh.
Is that me, or is that Bart Simpson dressed as me?
It's love, Fu. Love and a little hepatitis.
They kiss. The tattoos begin to glow faintly, an eerie radioactive yellow light. The music distorts. It's glowing, Morgana. It's glowing. Why is it glowing?
Maybe the ink's haunted.
A voice, smooth and genderless, echoes through their heads. Subtitles appear on screen. A third Maude was necessary. Season 11, episode 14. They both freeze. What did you say, Morgana?
I didn't. You did.
No, you did. The tattoos flicker brightly. Morgana's pupils dilate. Her face goes blank. Morgana! Click, 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 Morgana! She slowly stands, moving as if underwater, and moves to the door. Where are you going, Morgana? She doesn't answer. She drifts out to the parlour. You do this next big envelope.
Morgana slides into a dented turquoise Beetle car. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it's a car. The engine coughs to life. The tattoos pulse through her sleeve as she drives off into the night. The pink shower curtain from the parlour is flapping in the distance like a flag.
Where is my Morgana? Fu is running into the street, his voice cracking. Morgana, where is my Morgana? The Beetle vanishes into the darkness, the glow fading. The radio shop inside hisses. Up next on Channel 6, the season, Simpsons 11 season premiere. Maude! It's a Maude good cast. The Joy of Shame, the final cast. It's a Maud good cast, straight man and boosty villain. He said it. Maud Flanders, unapologetic whole, spying on ice cream binges and saving every soul. Volunteers of vaccines, trays at the ready, her knitting hands firm, her moral cocker steady. Unflavored ice milk, her drink of decree. Cider-headed visions and eyes fuzzy but free. At 5 a.m. she rises and cleans the abode, I beg your pardon, then blesses the town with a casserole code. Terence the tuppence, the guinea pig, dressed like a knight, leading Maud's dreams through a spectral light. Tea parties, rock shows, and guinea pig fame. In heaven's scrapbook, she signs her name. Magdalene, Jehoshaphat, Rana Manners, Dina Maria, Goodman, Flanders. Footnote of a footnote on a ghost ballerina, shot by a cannon in a mid-barbecue fray. But she's podcasting now, she's found her way. Ookie kooky spooky, mom of two. Rod and Todd sings hymns of glue. Midwife by Homer, baptized by flame. Maud came, Maud saw, and Maud reclaimed. Ruined apple pies and unruined clipsandos. Barbecue queen in housewife commandos. Hitting you with trays and knitting wind chimes. A moral enforcer with excellent rhymes. Sister of Flawed and cousin of Rex. Not true. Wife of a man with too many tithing checks. Niece to a whale woman and the blood of a spider. She scraps books for Jesus, but the shame sits beside her. Pentecost fire, Bible underliner, caught red-handed, a spirit no finer. French supermarket runs comics in a tote. Midwest poet with cider in her throat. She's got telekinesis or maybe just nerves, changing her clothes as the space-time curves. Teleport queen of the Springfield scene, ghost of the goddess or something between. Pocket bread preacher at Indian weddings, judging burrito and spiritual settings. Confused by cuisine but blessed in the grace. With even fish and chips she meets with a face. And flustered smile, duck face and divine. The wind chimes ring in metric time. Think of the children, she said it at the first, as ghosts tap lightly on the Flanders door. She haunts the racetrack and whispers through the reeds. Tuppence squeaks softly, fulfilling her deeds. Madge Tinker Turnbull still laughs in her sleep, and Osmond and Willard pray but weep. She's a volunteer nurse and not quite a doc. She'll vaccinate your soul on the block. Bible in hand, tap to your head. Repent or be lightly tapped, she said. French Instagram queen, her reels are divine. Cider tinted filters, her captioned line. Hashtag blessed, hashtag barbecue, hashtag faith and trays. Restcast in peace, it's the Goodman days. A ghost on the pod bean, spectral but chic. Weekly uploads, sometimes twice a week. Her guests include Ralph and Alpha and None. They talk about tuppence in episode 1, not true. Flaming eyes and righteous power. She returns each year for her Maudley hour. Shire's museum hums next door, but Maud's ghost whispers, Shabbagaloo, who is this for? From Maxtone Oral Robert Show, she blinked thrice fast, and there she goes. Vegas big, a mist, maybe it's true, but Maud says, judge not, or I'll judge you. Low-key hostility and leg tattooed, Ann Landers clip her with a sanctified mood. Whale niece spider kin, reincarnated handkerchief with a glowing skin. She spies from heaven with binocular grace. She sees Ned crying in their old place. Keep the faith, she says, and keep my lawn neat. And remember, BBQ is sweet, I beg your pardon. Now Maud ascends in a spectral flame. The joy of shame is her final name. Wind chimes ring and trays gently fall. Her ghostly smile is forgiving you all. So here's to Maud with a sass and a fleur, eyes fuzzy with cider in her hair. Footnote, saint and ghost combined, a Midwest prophet, divinely enlined, unapologetically living without blame. I'll hit you with a tray in Jesus' name. It's the Maud Flanders Internet Podcast, last ever finale ever. Thank you. Come again. Who would have thought it?
Who would have ever
Who
thought
would
it?
have even ever?
The very, very last Maudcast, definitely ever.
For now.
100%, except for the epilogue. and the 7 or 8 more that come over the next 6 months when they keep pumping out these Maude-filled appearances. That band from the Billy the Tickling Bird sent me a theme song as well, if you'd like to have a...
Yes, I would.
Maude Flanders, unapologetically living her life without blame. Unspoken bond with Jasper, sass and flair that made her own. She spied an ice cream binge and spied a load, but not Maude. Volunteer vaccine administration. Malilin Jahosha Pat Radaman Tostina. Maude is dead. Rest cast in peace, cast previous spoiler. Footnote of a footnote in TV history. And her own pad bill, spooky cookie mom to rat in told midwife by Homer. Maybe she think that is cuddly. Potty choke coffee, spitter getting a house clean. Nothing could be finer. Borrow carcass, knitting wind chimes and eating with trays. Maude Flanders, the queen of barbecue victuals. With her homemade dishes, no one would belittle. Eyes fuzzy, motionless and blink inside her head. Magaji Roswell's greatest moment. 5 a.m. early bird riser. Get that house clean, that green winter green. Ice milk and flavored ice milk drink. Member of the moral caucus, I will lick you with a tray while I'm knitting wind chiming. But she always had a heart for the children. Shameless skinny dipper, swim in a lake without a slipper. But her reputation was never stained. For her spirit and kindness always remain. Maude Flanders, a guinea pig, a aficionado with toppings as a cherished pet. She dressed him in tiny outfits, an adorable sight you won't forget. With a collection of photos, she shared their adventures near and far. From tea parties to rock concerts, they're born truly bizarre. In the realm of fashion, Maude Flanders had a peculiar taste. She adored French comics and became a lover of the unique aesthetic base. She'd frequent French supermarkets for inspiration and style. Her Instagram feed showcased her eclectic fashion with a distinctive smile. A voice like no other. Maude Flanders had a Midwest girl next door charm. But her intensity and accuracy would sometimes rise and disarm. Her spoken word poetry became a sensation at a local coffee cup. Spitting rhymes that defied expectations, a poet with a fiery hub. Her apple pies were loved by all, a pleasant surprise. But when her pies were ruined, she didn't fret, for she had club sandwiches unruined and set he loved to spy on ice cream binges by the Lord and send them to Maude with a humorous reward. Maude Flanders, a regular woman of voice, but with clothes changing powers, it was her choice. Her internal tempest of madness, never to be tamed. Her unflustered, dark-faced smile always remained. Maude Flanders, a low-key hostility is her go-to. With a tattoo on her leg and a dead disco chick's woe. Super secret and landers, flipper and homophobic scrapper. But also a teacher with a passion for helping the slapper. We forgot a woman, but not by us, bushes rustling. Thanks for the marriage and kids. Now husband walk to your death. Mental wild card, not the centuries and London. Sister of Lord Manders, evil twin Laurie Goodman. Powers of quick change and teleportation. Pro GDD and pro miracle, teaching us the joy of shame. Ruined apple pies and ruined club sandwiches. Shameless skinny dipper. Escape death, no once, not twice, but once can. Purveyor of the barbecue victuals. How dare you not think of the children? But tell sweet granddaughter, Maude objectified by dirty next door neighbor and joy of shame. Unapologetic friends of cow, ermine true. Unspoken bond with Jasper, a sinister needless Maude. Riding across the township square, no wintergreen. Religious, loving and sassy business. Spied on ice cream binger, be the love. That's right, send us to Maude. 5 a.m. early bird riser. Get that house clean, cause unto the tinker turnbull stuck in well, happiest man. Questionable clothes, changing powers, an internal tempest of madness. Confused by ethnic cuisine, even fish and chips. Reincarnated ginger cabin handkerchiefs. Unflustered that face man, car owner runner in second. Reincarnated ginger cabin handkerchiefs. It was Judas on the hill with the light. The pocket bread of days out at Indian wedding. Kissing the cement kids, get baptized kids just learning to be more judgeful. Regular normal woman voice. The realm of rumblings where bushes sway. Max Tonora Roberts enters the play. Blinking eyes, changing clothes, transcending space. A mysterious figure with a hidden trace. A secret bigger missing Vegas. One may presume, or perhaps a Mexican wrestler's loyal few may support or a pocket bread. A unique taste, defying conventions, embracing life's taste. Not a pharmacist, but a related field maybe. A profession dealing enigmatically, an ice cream taste of a judge me now. For in judgment, hypocrisy may be caught. Pentecost embrace a spiritual fire. In our own podcast, a supporting wire. A practical character, her story unfolds. In the realm of popularity, her podcast hold. She's a ghost from some TV show. Low-key hostility is a go-to. The tattoo on your leg. Foxy dead disco chick for brandy man.
Rock and roll will never die.
Exactly. Rock 7 roll. Thank you, Billy Piper, or the Burr version of her.
Bingers. The Dust of Maude, February the 13th, the year 2000. At the Fast Car Grandstand, Springfield night. Sirens wail in the distance, but they're faint, too far away to help. The stands are half empty, littered with hot dog wrappers, confetti, and one upside-down t-shirt cannon, and a t-shirt with a picture of a car pissing onto another car, but a man is left discarded. A light drizzle falls into the chaos. Two men with tape recorders, King Brendan O'Leary and Nathan King's O'Leary, stumble towards the scene, breathing hard. They were homemade lanyards that read, "The Maudecast, a tragedy unpacked." Okay, Nathan, we're rolling.
Okay. I can't believe we were here. We saw it. We didn't stop it, but we saw it.
We stepped past the tape and the shattered remains of the grandstand railing where Dr. Hibbert, Llewellyn Van Houten, Otto Mann, and a visibly uncomfortable Apu hover over the still body on the asphalt.
Ho. That's not how you want to go.
I told them those cannons were too close.
It's like totally harsh vibes, man. Sir, would you like to say a few words for the record, Mr. Nahazapima Fetalon?
I am technically not here. He stares straight ahead, unblinking. The brothers nod solemnly and turn back to the body. Wait, what's that under Maud's chin?
I'm going to lean in and squint. I'm just wiping away her smeared makeup. A faint, half-botched tattoo is glowing. All the Chinese characters are wrong and misshapen, though. But that's not Maude.
What?
Look at this. That's Morgana Huntington. That's Maude's identical cousin, her cousin.
A collective gasp rises from the crowd. Someone in the bleachers mutters, "Season 11, episode 14. The sound crawls across the asphalt, I beg your pardon. The brothers freeze, wide open.
She was swapped.
Swapped when? When she went for the hot dogs?
Oh, years ago. Maybe Maude never came back. Maybe she's with Morgana this whole time.
Come back. Came back from where?
Who knows? She's got a small bundle clutched to her crippled, smashed up body, though. It's a cluster of strange silvery tubes, and they're all faintly humming. Let's exchange a look, but not open it.
Okay, your deal. The crowd roars, a blur of orange hair. The Fandemonium woman vanishes mid-frame, leaving behind a flicker of static and a dropped pretzel.
Did we just save her?
I think we might have gone and done it. We might have just saved Maude. I'm looking at the tattooed body and I'm whispering closely, "We saved her." Maybe a slightly prematurely, but this is not Maude, that's clear. This Maude is not the Maude Flanders that we've been hunting all these years. Before we can finish, the corpse dissolves into a glowing dust, rising gently into the stadium. Lights like snow. Otto backs away, gasping. Luann crosses herself, and Ned Flanders bursts through the crowd, weeping. "Oh, Maudlin, oodly, your dust is holy, I beg your pardon." He scoops at it, trembling. The O'Learys watch, speechless as their pig-damn vegetables waddles in beside them and sits there sniffing curiously.
Not now, Deveg. Just stay close.
Lisa Simpson kneels, examining the drifting dust. "This isn't biological matter. It's not like anything we know." Go on, Envelope, do a bit.
Question no one asked. The brothers scoop some into the jar, a jar. The rest drifts upwards, whispering softly before vanishing into the night sky. This probably should have been a clue, it wasn't her. A final shimmer remains in the bleachers. A low hum, like memory itself vibrating. An object has clinked to the ground. It's an artifact. Nathan has picked it up, and he absent-mindedly slips it into his pocket. Headlights are flashing in the distance. The long-delayed ambulance finally pulls up, only to find Homer Simpson's pink car blocking the emergency lane.
"I'll move in a second, geez Louise, hoo-ha. The ambulance reverses, pulling round to a side gate where three hooded figures wait beside a stretcher. The paramedics exchange a nod as they load the stretcher. We glimpse the ambulance door. Beneath the red cross, faintly embossed, is a small emblem, a t-shirt cannon. The dust of Maude, I beg your pardon, Morgana, drifts down like a faint glitter. The crowd watches. The O'Leary's hit stop on the recorder. Episode 1114.
Already taken. What?
They share a look of awe, fear, and a little bit of podcasting excitement.
Exactly. Why did the ambulance even come if her body turned to dust?
Well, we'll find out later, but it looks like the ambulance took something away, went to a different entrance, and 3 shadowy figures did something, but maybe we'll find out later what they did.
Huge news. Or maybe we'll never find out and we'll just leave it open-ended.
Oh no, we'll definitely find out. Sponsors. Welcome to the Maudecast final episode. Well, Goodman morning and don't have a meat pie, man. All hail corporate enthusiasm.
Corporate imperialism.
Indeed.
Sponsors.
SFX, a blast of feedback, drum fill, car engine revs, crowd roar, cassette ejects violently.
Oh, are these the sponsors?
This is your line.
Springfield Township, are you listening?
The final Maudecast is here, sponsor powered, damn vegetable pig approved and time loop certified. Guinea pig squeak morphs into jet engine.
We're flipping through every dimension. Maud, Tatuani, Rex Ironheart, Captain Jock, Silky Nutmeg, and that space donkey who has still never appeared on screen. Act and a Shabalagoo for every 100th caller.
Plus stamp our night watchman content. 12 years, 1 lamppost, 0 blinks. Boys and girls, 37% of you are already dizzy. Burp, ribbit. The truth burns hot tonight, and that's the fucking truth. Siren Doppler, bass drop, frog croak reversed.
Moo! Visit the Maud Museum, Worsley Maysnays, next to Pound Slasher. Bring your ore or stay home. I love this show. Ralph doesn't, but he's wrong. This is it, the final episode, the cosmic curtain call.
Massive drum hit, guinea pig choir chanting Sponeros like a stadium crowd. Sponeros, official sponsor of this collapsing universe.
Come on and listen now, it's pretty much finished.
Explosion, choir, the final Maudecast, one last judgment. Dun dun dun.
Excellent. So the sponsor this week was us.
We sponsored ourselves finally after all these episodes.
Excellent. I would like to throw into the mix
I
the
would
following
like to
sponsors.
take you away.
The 5 that I've just had on a list for a while that I just keep forgetting to say are now our final sponsors, which are Princess Diana Jamaican, How Many Egg You Fry, Belengo Cats, Jim Reardon, because we always talk about IMG, but Jim Reardon also killed her. Chauncey Crockett, who is the wasp that narrates for me sometimes, and We Don't Care Bears.
Brilliant. So we ended as we began. First episode had no sponsors, right? But I'm pretty sure what Jock and Cerebus and Vivacious popped up in like episode 2 or something.
Yeah, for the entirety of the first season, I believe our sponsors were Jock, Cerebus, the Log Lady.
Lady of Shield, yeah.
Of course, Vivacious.
Of course, Vivacious. And Loss. Yeah. The Factory.
Unfortunately, season 1 of Sponsor Race was just full of absolute winners.
Indeed. Winner, chicken nugget, Jamaican chicken nugget dinner.
Exactly, no flume.
The Factory. It's been a wild journey. I'm glad it's over. The Factory.
A wild, long journey.
Expanded Part 1, dialogue-driven visions. Exterior, Springfield night. Brendan and Nathan O'Leary trudge down a foggy, deserted street. Their flashlights cut through the mist. Damn vegetables trots beside them, snuffing at cracks in the pavement, ears twitching at sounds no one else hear. I don't care what anyone says, the real Maud is still alive.
Every fibre of my podcasting soul agrees. I hope Snaggy's okay.
He's in the MFI and BB1, we know he's alright. Damn vegetables suddenly freezes, his fur bristling, his snout twitches violently. A low growl escapes him, but Brendan notices. What is it, pig boy? What is it, son? What is it, lad? What is it? Damn vegetable bolts down the street in a blur. Nathan and Brendan scramble after him, tripping over debris and pavement cracks.
He's tracking something.
It has to be Maud or Morgana. Or both. Cut. Flanders Goodman house. They run up to the empty house. Dust floats in the weak moonlight. Chairs askew, a book levitating slightly above the table. Pink glow from the walls. Brendan crouches, catching his breath. Look at this. Signs of displacement. Something's been here and left.
Yes, but D-Veg knows something we don't. Let's go.
They follow D-Veg as he dashes across Springfield towards the mall. Mall Photoshop. A photograph of Maud shuffs subtly when they look away, her flickering between brown and orange, her smile morphing as the eyes seem to follow them. Did that photo just change? And where's Madge and Osmond and Willard when you need them?
Exactly, I think they've gone to Crete. Yeah, definitely changed. Look at it. It's like alive.
It's showing us something, a warning maybe. Oh, Vegetables is gone again. Dash him. D-Veg snorts impatiently and runs off. Brendan and Nathan exchange glances and follow him. Cut. Abandoned t-shirt factory night. T-shirt cannon factory. The building looms, vast, decaying, humming with an almost organic energy, I beg your pardon. Pink shower curtains hang in tattered rows. Dust floats in the beams of their flashlights. Pipes creak and vents of warm, humid air breathe like the building is breathing.
Exactly. He brought us here. I think he knows Maud, or Morgana, who we saw die, is inside.
This place, I can't believe it. It's like it's come to, like it's alive.
Inside the factory is a cathedral of rusted machinery and cannons, lined like pews. Graffiti of strange symbols streaks the walls. Brendan steps on a loose floor plate and it groans ominously. Oh, the cult of Cholmondeley appears in a matching bowling shirts and hoods, logo resembling a t-shirt cannon. They chant as Maud-shaped effigies are loaded into cannons and fired skyward, bursting into ash. Each blast releases whispers, sometimes Maud's voice, sometimes chants. Find the Maud frequency, something that became very important in the last 5 or 6 episodes. The factory trembles. Cultists, I beg your pardon, briefly wither, faces contorting, I beg your pardon, then recovered with renewed vigour.
I beg your pardon.
Brendan and Nathan exchange wide-eyed glances. That's the truth.
I can't believe it. This is a ritual.
And we're not supposed to intervene.
Dust spirals for the floor in tiny tornadoes. Pink curtains flicker as though alive. Brendan points to a symbol carved in a cannon. It pulses faintly in sync with whispers. Look at that. It's connected to the effigies. Damn Veg lifts his snout. A shimmering portal opens, projecting visions. Vision 1, Professor Cholmondeley and young Morgana.
Wait, Brendan, look. Young Morgana, she's firing that tiny t-shirt cannon. See how each shot makes the wind chimes shake?
And Cholmondeley, he's behind her, arms outstretched. Look at his eyes. Look at that faint pink glow. He's whispering about the true Maud frequency.
Shadows on the walls are twisting, like Maud and Morgana are intertwined. She flinches at each blast, but she's getting stronger, like she's learning some ritual obedience. I have no idea where we're going with it.
Yes, terrified but also disciplined. It's like the young Morgana is being trained by Cholmondeley for something bigger. Vision 2. D-Veg's vision flies in the air like a portal as young Morgana and the photo. Now she's kneeling in front of a photo of Maud, slightly older, and she's pointing a miniature cannon at the tiny Maud effigy.
You see that? Each shot makes the effigy twitch. Who's making these effigies? That's a whole episode in itself. And then it's burst into ash. Oh, it's also whispered, find the Maud frequency.
The photo's changing too. Maud's smile flickers into Morgana's, then back, like testing her perception.
And the machinery, it's bending toward her, almost protective.
Her eyes, young Morgana, she's scared but also fascinating as she's learning how to take down one Maud at a time. Vision 3, the final, thankfully, vision. Morgana arrives in Springfield, the year is 2000.
Now she's in Springfield, the year is 2000, under the moonlight. She's calm and she's serene, but her eyes know everything.
She's at the Flanders Goodman house, see that? She's swapping herself out for Maud, carefully chloroform, and now, in early 2000, around the time that season 11 started, she's taking Maud's place.
Wow, suddenly Susan, carefully chloroform. Inside the house, she's mimicking her, like, perfectly. Every move, every whisper, it's like she's been trained for years. Look, the shadows are reflecting both Maud and Tulpa Maud. Ka-ching, I mean Morgana. It's like layers of her identity.
So this was planned long before we got here. She's been orchestrated, maybe even from birth. Good Lord. The brothers are frozen, staring at the visions. The artifact hums faintly in D-Veg's presence. So Morgana, she's been part of this from the very start.
And the Tulpa, manipulated all along, who is also Morgana.
The factory trembles, shadows and machinery twist like living forms. Effigies, which as we established earlier are being fired by the cult members and probably built by them as well, burst in rhythmic pulses. Brendan jots notes in his recorder. We have to record this, Nathan. Someone has to know.
Yes, but will anybody watch it? I mean, believe us.
They move cautiously, weaving through the factory pews of cannons. Pink shower curtains swirl violently. Shadows flicker into fleeting shapes as Maude and Morgana get intertwined. The hum of the artifact grows louder in Nathan's pocket as D-Veg stands sentinel beneath the portal. This is bigger than what we thought.
We need to see what happens next.
The camera pans up.
Everybody does.
The camera pans up, showing the full factory interior. Pink curtains fluttering like living things. Cannons ready to fire. Cultists, I beg your pardon, chantering. Whispers curling in the air. And damn Veg standing alert under the portal he has just created. Fade out to the final ever Mauditorium.
The FEM, if you will.
Give me a number between 1 and after about season 3, it never got more, but 1 and 300.
120. That's roughly where we're at.
Really?
I'd say we're much. I think we're about 140 at this point.
Is Maude placid, nice and kind?
Yes.
Very good. Let's do 1, 2, 3. Maude is about having seen enough. Maude about having seen enough of Homer Simpson's torso.
She had, and a lot of these Mauditoriums possibly just came up naturally over time.
Oh, they did. The majority of them did.
That line was steeped in irony, as she had literally seen all she was ever going to see of Homer Simpson's torso.
She never saw another bit of his torso again. I think she was probably all the more glad for it. Although we know her relationship to Earth and Heaven means that almost certainly she's seen him wang out several times since.
She would have to be looking, though, for that to be the case, I imagine. I can't see Heaven Maude spending much time checking what the Simpsons family are up to, unless she's heard that they're doing particularly badly.
But she's looking down from heaven, and surely she's going to see like a little bit of a wide range. And if he's in his hammock with his dong hanging out,
I imagine it works in the sort of way of like a lens, like a telescope lens.
Like a drone.
Yes, like a Maude Heaven drone angel. So I think that's MHDA. I think that's what's happening. So yeah, I would argue that except for the time she returned as a ghost and saw his clothed torso. But she'd already seen him nude like 6 months before this in her front garden. So at this point, she just can't stand it anymore. She'd rather die, is how it seems.
And she did. Mo, send me to Maude. 1, 2, 4. Mo, send me to Maude.
Send us all to Maude. The best interaction. When I was looking through these clips, I just gave up eventually. But I was keeping an eye on when Edna and Mo were knocking about Maude. There's quite a few good. Mo is always sort of like hovering around her in crowd scenes and stuff.
So it's whoever's drawing it, there's just like a little fun joke that Mo was always trying to sidle up to Maude in crowd scenes.
It seems that way, but I'm basing it off like 3 crowd scenes out of like 800 episodes.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was like a running gag though, that someone was like, yeah, we were waiting for like 25 years for someone to notice that we always put Mo like next to Maude, eyeing her up.
Yes, it would have been a fantastic find. She also was in shots with Larry quite a lot, but I don't know if she's just in shots with everybody, and I paid attention to Larry because he died. But the Batman was specifically weird that Maude and Larry are dancing next to each other in the Batman video.
Oh yeah, that's not more than a coincidence. More than a coincidence. I think it's a bit of a shame for us to leave all these Mauditoriums undone. Can we do a Mauditorium episode at some point?
Certainly. We could always do that within the epilogue episode if you like.
It's like there's like 200 things to talk about.
Maude is naive, brackets not Mr. Burns.
Let's do that as our last one for today. The very last Maude ever is Maude is naive, not Mr. Burns.
I agree with half of that. I agree that she's not Mr. Burns, but because there's been no evidence to show throughout both the series and our own podcast that Maude is Mr. Burns.
Cut to factory. Maude is standing outside, takes off her wig and fake nose and hunches over and says, "Smithers, get me out of this dress." "Oh yes, please, sir."
Exactly. She didn't say excellent.
Excellent.
Maude is not naive. Maude presents quite well to the people she wants to, that she is naive, but she is certainly an underdog in terms of people think she is naive, and she allows them to think that. But she's seen some things of true horror that people who present themselves as much darker in this town have not seen.
Not seen. Not even once.
No. There's characters such as Cletus. If you put Cletus, Snake, and Maude in a lineup and said which one of these saw a man die and did nothing to help them, I would choose Maude, but nobody else would.
No, but they wouldn't know, would they? Let's finish the very last one where we started. On the 23rd of October 2011, Nathan O'Leary posted on Facebook, Maude Flanders is probably the least important character in the history of television. Katie and 8 others gave a thumbs up to this.
It does all very true, except for the statement presented. I imagine somebody else wrote that on the guise of my Facebook, because those words would not, even in jest, would not leave my mouth.
Somebody else hacked into your Facebook and wrote that statement. Is your final moratorium claim?
Yes, and it's true. That people used to be prevalent for it, didn't they? It was a fun, particularly in places such as libraries. I imagine this happened in the university library, given the date. So I'm placing the blame on a university friend. Katie has since gone on to provide voiceover work for this very podcast.
Oh yeah. What character did she play?
I believe she did a speech about Onion, and I believe she played some of the Springfielders when we went to Bongo Springfield. Given that it's the end, some people wanted to say bye. So
right.
I have sent you some. Say bye, but everybody's sort of gone on holiday. So everybody's been sending us postcards from wherever they are in the world. So
were they riding the Venga bus?
It's unlikely. It doesn't. I think that only goes around Holland.
It goes to Ibiza.
Oh yeah, it does, and San Francisco.
And New York, San Francisco.
And other places, probably. None of those places were visited here, though. Unless it stops by Truth and Consequences, New Mexico.
Is that a real place?
Yes. So here are some Sleep Debt Snatches. Which one is that?
First one. Oh, it's chips, it's chips.
Is it definitely the same song?
Que sera, sera. Que sera, sera. We hope it's chips, it's chips. They're going to Wembley. Que sera, sera.
We're going to Wembley. It should be. Access.
It's me.
Has been granted. None of these are from Maggie Roswell, by the way.
This one, I know. We've done that already. However, if it were, I wouldn't be arguing.
Roger Lee Poncho.
And tell them I'm co-writing. Me Lelja Salt Wife with the hot new bob.
Yes, Ann Leld is here and she's looking absolutely banging.
Thanks, babe.
You're welcome. What?
What?
Anyway, we're holed up in MFIMDB number 66 after a holiday-turned zombie virus infection gone wrong.
My bad. I just bloody love zombies. Remember when they ate Mick McLaurin? Sick.
Yes, Leld unleashed zombies and now I can't go to the spa and get a fucking snack. It's great. Anyway, just wanted to write to check in and tell you that I think Maude is a great moral role model, while Leld finds her constant perfection and judgmental streak unrealistic.
It's true. And also, Maude usually avoids conflict, but episodes occasionally show her standing up to Homer or Ned's antics, dividing opinions on her assertiveness.
That's also true, Leld. Cough the door to hell in Turkmenistan is a crater roughly 70 meters or 230 feet wide and 20 meters or 66 feet deep.
Gradually, that's a great fact. Here's another. Locals call it the door to hell because of its ominous appearance and constant fire. Despite its remote desert location, adventurous travelers visit for the glowing night spectacle.
Okay, we're going now. Let's say bye together. Bye.
Bye. Shit.
I tire of your continued impertinence. And I was well continued to tire of your continued impertinence. Bunsen Flashback, writing from MFI, MDB, B&Q, FM on 227 in Medina and Malta. I have alleged penitent flashback. Even though I am a bag of flesh, I found a way to hold a pen and write you this little postcard number. It's coming from where I am, which is MFI MDB being QFM 27 in Medina, Malta. It was first ever broadcast by the Phoenicians around 700 BC, well before radio was invented, which is quite an accomplishment. And they later fortified the station, and the Romans helped him. It just became Malta's old capital. Just wanted to tell you, I think that Maud Flanders is definitely dead. Medina's Gates and Alleys appeared in the first season of Game of Thrones. Northsprings is King Landing's streets in the Red Keep Gate. God knows what any of that bullshit is. Anyhow, more flashback action. The locals say Medina is one of the most haunted spots in Malta, with ghostly monks, phantom horses, and mysterious footsteps at night, which were mostly made by the ghost of Steve McQueen and Maud Flanders. Tara.
Was he improvising over the Maud 60s theme tune?
I don't know what. Pemberton, as always and usual, provided his own backing music.
But it was playing the dun 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 dun, the Maud 60s music.
Oh yes, all of these have a cover of that song in a different style over them. But
how did you cover it?
Suno will
just
do.
covers songs now.
Yes, it doesn't cover songs that are popular, but it will do instrumental.
All right, but the guy who did Light My Fire in a funk version, is he just using Suno?
Most likely, yeah.
Oh wow.
Hello there, Maudcasters. It's your cousin's best friend, Beef Skellington. This cheeky little postcard is coming all the way from MFIMDB41. In True for Consequences, New Mexico, stateside, the United States of America. The owners, Elijah and Magda Vigil Herrera, are doing your Maud proud. Speaking of Maud, I was thinking about her the other night and I thought about other celebrities with whom she shares the initials MF. Michael Fassbender, Morgan Freeman, Marty Feldman, Megan Fox, Mia Farrow, Mick Foley,
Matthew Fox,
Mohammed Fayed, Malcolm Fraser, Max Fleischer, Masakatsu Funaki, Martin Ferrero. And I wondered how she might feel to be included in such esteemed company. Would she feel proud or shamed? We could only speculate. Anyway, just about 30 miles from town, Spaceport America is the world's first commercial spaceport. And Elijah and Magda also showed me Geronimo Springs Museum and hot springs soaking spots. The town is known for its geothermal hot springs, with popular spots such as La Paloma Hot Springs and Spa, Riverbend Hot Springs, Indian Springs Bathhouse, Artesian Bathhouse, and Hey-Yo-K Hot Springs, all offering free-flowing mineral-rich water from a massive aquifer. Bye!
Brilliant. Factory Part 2. Tulpa and the Portal. In an abandoned t-shirt cannon factory at night. The factory hums and shivers like a living organism, I beg your pardon. Pink curtains flicker, I beg your pardon. Effigy asterisk slowly through the air. Brendan and Nathan crouch behind machinery, whispering to each other. So, Cholmonsley pulled the Tulpa swap, but I don't get it. Why orchestrate all this chaos instead of just killing Maud?
I don't know. I'm starting to think it's personal. Or maybe he just really likes complicated puzzles. Look at the tulpa. Created and hated because Morgana's boring perfection made her obsolete. I don't know what any of that means. They glance at the scattered cult, I beg your pardon, literature and symbols. Pages float in the draft, etched with diagrams of Maud and Morgana. Others showing abstract energy flows. Oh, excuse me. Symbols glow faintly pink, pulsing in rhythm with whispers.
Wait, look at this one. It's a diagram showing a link from the dark shed. That's where Maud is being held to Morgana in the rear. That's where, let me just say that clearly so we can all get it. That's where Maud's being held to Morgana in the real world.
Well, that makes much more sense. She's being held to Morgana in the real world. I'm going to read this bit aloud as opposed to the rest of it. Using the psychic link to siphon the energy of the shed via the Maud frequency.
So all this, the tulpa, the ritual, even the portal is the way for Cholmondeley to channel the dark shed's energy through Morgana.
And that explains the Fu Chengyu cast. That explains the Fu Chengyu carving. Why the tulpa was unstable. It was never supposed to last. Just a conduit.
Shadow shift. Go on, you do it, envelope.
Glimpses of Cholmondeley appear in mirrors on walls, always fragmented, never full-faced. His voice whispers into their minds.
That mum you like is coming back in style. He's mocking us. He's in the air and he's in the walls everywhere, Nathan. He's everywhere.
He is. Every cultist, I beg your pardon, is a conduit. He's never here and always here.
Damn vegetable snuffles. A shimmering psychic projection emanates from him. The brothers stir, captivated. DeVeg, he's showing us the twin cities of Tyre and Sidon. Look, Maud, the real Maud is being held there.
Wait, that's not just Maud. It is. But she's trapped inside a giant tyre, suspended in that shadowed industrial complex. Chains are rattling and sparks are flying from broken machinery.
She's barely moving. Sid's right there. Sidon is right there pacing, muttering to himself. The air smells of oil and dust. It looks horrible.
And those shadows on the walls, they look like birds circling. Maud's screaming, but it's muffled by the tyre. Somehow it's reaching us through the projection though.
DeVeg, he's pointing towards the city centre. The energy, it's pulsing with her present.
And there, look at that, a cultist, I beg your pardon, slips up. Oh god, he's mentioned a fourth Maud. Robotic, dormant, creepy as hell. The scene shifts, a forest appears. Maudie, wandering, screaming, led by a spectral hand, Professor Cholmondeley's. A handkerchief flutters across the mud, a vole scuttles past. All 3 points, the forest, Muddy Township, Oral Roberts, converge towards Turn Peaks.
So the energy of Maud, it all points towards Turn Peak.
That spooky place where Grandma grew up. Who would have seen that coming? And DVEG, he's ready to open a portal. He knows we need to follow.
DVEG snorts and scrambles forward. A swirling portal ignites above him, shimmering pink and gold. The hum of the factory goes louder, echoing through pipes and shadows. Brennan and Nathan glance at each other, tense and resolute. This is it. Time to follow him to Turn Peaks. A place we've been 7 or 8 times. 7 or 8 times before.
Excuse me. Turn Peaks, and hopefully the real Maud 1 of 4 that we know of. Meanwhile, in a distant Springfield mortuary, a mortician examines the Tulpa Maud corpse, Morgana's corpse, which turned to dust and then unchanged.
No, this is a different corpse.
Oh, this is a
This is the corpse of, I think this is the corpse of the person that shot the t-shirt cannon. Morgana obviously not being able to as she was getting hot dogs.
So somebody murdered the Maud who used the t-shirt cannon as well.
It's not clear.
The camera pans over the cold clinical room. A stark, darkly comic contrast, I beg your pardon, to the chaos at the fast factory.
He's casually eating a footlong, scrolling through paperwork. We can't waste time. DeVeg's portal is already here.
Yes, we can't possibly waste time. Let's go for Maud.
The brothers step into the swirling portal. Pink light washes over them. Machinery trembles. Shadows of Maud and Morgana swirl in the factory like living ghosts. The hum crescendos as the portal sucks them, I beg your pardon, sucks them forward. Content.
Beautiful.
You want to You want to give these good people some context for this content.
This last ever content. These are
Last
just the
ever.
our second lot of choices for our top 6 mods ever, which we both chose independently, so maybe the same, but I don't think they will be. And also just some chronological honourable mentions.
Lots
CHMs.
and lots of chronological honorable mentions. You have to stop me when you get to one of your clips.
I will. Oh no, we're good. I thought I'd missed one from prior to this scene, but I have not. It is later.
Last thing we looked at, I think in the last episode, was Maudie bizarrely putting Todd into a river and thus proving the existence of God, which, you know, if that was her plan all along, then, you know, good on you.
Good plan, but a rough way to find out your plan was wrong.
Let's bring him out of hiding. Oh yeah, it was a risk, but it was no risk for her. She knew it was true.
She did. Maybe she's spoken to God before. Who knows?
Faith is believing in something that cannot be proven.
Exactly.
But here's one of my favorite pictures here was the Maudie singing to baby Magagi in front of her own Maudie picture, and the two Maudes look absolutely nothing like each other.
Yeah, it's a very good one. I don't know what we talked about it at the time, but the blue eyes is very spooky because there's no need they've not changed the colours of the scene to make it look like it's nighttime.
No.
So there's absolutely no reason for it to be so terrifying. That's the thing with Maudie. She's slightly more designed, for lack of a better word, than say like Todd and Rod, where you've got to put a bit more into the lines and stuff. So it's very easy to
And everything.
It's got the lines in it all. It's easy to do her differently. So that's why her face is always recognisably Maud, but it does change quite a lot in comparison to the likes of Ned.
Would you say that she's the character that's most likely to be drawn off piste?
Yeah, she's up there. There's a couple though, like Mo is another good example of someone with a lot of face lines and stuff. So it's easy to, if you're just throwing him in a crowd scene, you know, those like Barney, those kind of characters where it's not just like Ned's basically two very circular eyes, regular Simpsons nose, and a mustache. That you can't really go wrong with Ned.
No.
When you start changing the eye shape and adding like brows and adding lipstick and adding like nose shapes, etc., it becomes much easier. Willie with his eyebrows, etc. There's some of it's easy to not design properly if they're in a crowd.
But he does the silhouette thing, right? And that the silhouette for her works very well because of the broccoli hair. But then the faces, there's so many brilliant off-mode faces.
Yeah, Helen gets a lot as well, actually, but she's a bitch. So.
Well, here's my next one of like just the absolute fervor on the face of Rod and Todd and Maudie as Magagi is being baptized. It's the same episode, I think, right?
Yes, she actually looks more regular than the other two in this one, having just said that they are much easier to draw. But Todd looks dead. Todd looks like a zombie.
Oh, Todd's got some wild eyes going on there as he's welcoming Maggie into the Christian fold.
It's likely they're just very excited.
Oh, yeah.
But that whole episode was great for her. Great for us to see, as I believe I said last time.
Oh, yeah.
As one of my clips came from this, just to see what kind of family they are when they are not in the presence of others.
When they're in the is it Unky Mo's family feedback where Mo loses his shit and covers up Rod's ears, but Todd's "ow my freaking ears." It is Todd who says "ow my freaking ears," right?
Yes, it's great.
It is funny that they didn't do that more. Is there only those maybe 2 or 3 times where
I think so, yeah.
He lets rip,
where he says something he's not supposed to because he doesn't realise.
Yeah,
they could have played much more on that. Yeah, I can only
Absolutely.
think of those two, and then when he renounces God in front of the town, are his 3 biggest shock moments, I would say.
Oh, he's a great character. They just didn't play into it. I mean, you have a little sweet kid in a really religious family who just is completely impulsive and says stupid, rude stuff like all the time. It's a way better premise than Bart Simpson or whatever his name is.
Exactly. Springfield's greatest overachiever.
I'm proud of it. Don't have a cow man.
I noted my 2 weirdest, most unusual lines of dialogue for Maud across the whole sort of run.
Yeah.
And one of them comes here. It's weird just because it's a context line that there's no requirement for Maud to be saying it, but it is. Mo gets so excited when you order his $1 million birthday fries, he just has to celebrate. It's very unusual. Very unusual. She's reading the description of the menu but it's just it's not what you think Maud's going to be saying.
No, but she's reading the
not-
menu and she's gone there. I'm just very surprised they even took the kids to Mo's family feedback, but they are tricked easily, right?
Yeah, I think also at that point maybe the Mo-ness picked up a bit after this, because he's not really. It's been Homer being very leery.
Yeah.
At this point, and then it sort of, for some reason, picks up with Mo. So maybe this is the first time he really paid attention to her. And they, at this point, just saw, oh, that bar that used to be like a dingy bar, like the
Where we
guys
saw Aerosmith.
where we saw Aerosmith, which I've removed as one of my clips as well. I forgot to say. That was my first clip. Now it is a retconned honourable mention.
Very good.
Yeah. They had no reason not to trust him at this point, and I imagine this was the night they realised. Well, clearly it was, because they storm out and say something about Denny's. And I
Even
imagine
Denny's, I can't believe they're Denny's frequent.
well, they're not.
No.
I believe he said something like, "I expect this sort of language at Denny's, but not here."
Okay.
I imagine, yeah, this is the first time that he looked at her and thought, she's a bit of all right.
Saw an angel through the stink lines and everything, and his head on fire.
Precisely. Yeah, so that was up there for weirdest lines Maud ever said out loud on the show.
Oh, it's brilliant line. What can you say it again?
Mo gets so excited when you order his $1 million birthday fries, he just has to celebrate. And then he comes barging out with those fries in his head and gets his face right up in all of the faces.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's an absolute high point of Mo's like shameless, money making. To be honest, he didn't do that as much either, right? You could have there's way more opportunity for Mo to be running all kinds of shady stuff in the background, but they only very occasionally touched on it.
Yeah, they do more Mo stuff these days, but it's usually, you'd hate it. It's usually got some kind of niceness to it, where he's like not a horrible monster.
I would hate that.
Mo works way better as a side character.
Oh yeah, popping up just like Jar, right? It was like you said, one of the most humorous things is when Homer was just released to be an absolute idiot in the background.
Yeah, you get much more out of it when you let Mo be the Quagmire.
Oh yeah,
basically.
No funeral.
Softened down where you can still love him, and it's not taken to that level of, this isn't a character we should be celebrating.
No. So I got a couple of just honourable mentions of just good pictures of this really weird, that's something that set off a million Maude After Dark.
Exactly. I'm mostly like, or as the ladies call me, hey, you in the bushes.
Brilliant.
Please continue. Yeah, there's a span here of some great Maudies that just didn't make it to the top.
Oh yeah, the Maudecast stamping on the flower pot outside the burlesque house. I really like eyes rolled back, face forward Maud. And Hurricane Eddie when they're just absolutely ruined. And only Todd seems to have come out of it unscathed. Everybody else absolutely ruined.
Yeah. They have all they're all relatively unscathed for what happened.
Yeah.
The clothes are a bit tattered. I would have doubled down on the designs here and made them like super disheveled.
I would have put Ned in a full body cast.
Yes, Rod went through the tree.
Yeah.
So he would be unconscious at least.
Unconscious.
At least.
I'm no botanist. But I would say that if a child or even a full human was blasted through a tree trunk, they'd have more than a slight concussion.
Exactly. I believe the line he says is, I have a headache.
I have a headache. The Investorettes.
Hurricane Eddie is a great episode for her. But she's not got a lot of Maudie. She's very Flandersy in it. She does exactly what she needs to do for her husband.
Yeah,
when she disappears for the second act of the episode.
Well, she's got things to do. She can't just put her life on hold because her house has been destroyed.
Her husband's gone to a mental hospital.
No,
I believe we established that they went to stay with Magdalena at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a great episode, but it did not make it, as she didn't have enough to do that was stand out.
No.
Unlike the next episode.
Well, the next episode I've got is when they sponsor El Bombastico, and I've got a really nice side eye at Edna when they're kind of arguing, but I think they're side eyeing about Maud, right? Pitching Marge. But El Bombastico is definitely something I would have wanted to get far more of their involvement in.
Yes, I believe we did get a diary somewhat recently about that.
I believe so.
I remember the pictures being made.
Definitely within the last 5 years.
Yes, at some point in the last 150 episodes. My next clip is also my next actual choice is the same as yours, I believe, here.
Mad
Which is
Dog?
fun. No, Japanese Mafia.
Oh yeah, I
Was that-
think I put it in and then took it out, so it's good that you've gone with it.
Yes, my reasonings are it not only is it the longest time that she speaks for in sequence, I believe. I haven't checked that, but unless they've added something new that we've missed. It's also by far the maudiest thing that happens on show.
It's very Maudie. And for Maud
So,
to
like-
be right at the center is in itself very Maudie.
Yeah, the fact that the whole gang of Roswells are there makes it even more special.
Is it
fact
the
that they're
whole
all-
gang? Is it every character she plays?
Well, it's the main trio, isn't it? No one else. The only one missing really is Hoover.
Who plays Agnes?
Tress McNeil.
Tress McNeil. Who plays Krabappel?
Marsha Wallace.
Oh, Marsha Wallace. Whatever happened to her?
I believe she retired from
The
Earth.
ground.
But I'm afraid we've outdone you once again, Hiroshi, Yukio. Perhaps you've heard of the Yakuza, the poison fists of the Pacific Rim, the Japanese mafia.
She speaks for so long without anybody cutting her off there.
But she's very clearly the lead, and that's unusual, especially with such a strong set of characters there. You've got Edna and Agnes, and Luann and Helen, and yet Maud is the one that essentially does all the talking for them.
The entire setup of what's happening is explained by Maud, and also she hasn't at any point in this episode been the ringleader. It was all. Well, that's what's kind of, I say, nice about this one, but it evens out the bitchiness across the board for all five of them. None of them are particularly the leader of this investorette situation. It is just Marge versus all of them independently.
The monorail.
Exactly. Other than Luann, they all basically get a poppada this episode.
Poppadom, I believe it's pronounced.
Agnes says something like, Marge compares herself to Gimbals, which I don't know what that is. And then Agnes says, Gimbals is gone, Marge, long gone. You're Gimbals.
Brilliant.
And of course it means Lamb have gone. So I think they just hadn't given Maud anything to do until this point in the episode, so they thought, let's have her deliver this entire speech instead of the lady who does her voice doing 3 different voices and 3 women speaking.
Well, I think that's what I was going to say. That's a missed opportunity, isn't it, to have the 3 of them interact? Are there any examples where there's that back and forth?
I think probably just the start of this episode, probably just the investorette stuff, because once you remove Maud from the equation and Roswell's gone for a few years, this group sort of becomes more Tresses and Haydens than Roswell's. So there isn't even really. No, it would be the closest you're going to get is Helen and Luann having a conversation, which has not happened. They don't seem to have any relationship.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
That group sort of fell apart entirely without Maudie.
And they're high school friends, most of them, right?
It seems that way, yeah. Spoilers.
Tyrant's side on kidnapping is another thing that is essentially glossed over in a single line. And is a huge thing for us. The mention of the mother, the fact that Maud somehow took a visit to the Holy Land with her mother and then got kidnapped.
Yeah, and it's all just completely nobody in town or in the writer's room or seemingly in the audience cared about that, except for us, cared about that enough to have any semblance of concern about it being a plot. Like, say if you'd done that to Marge, you would have to address it.
Yeah.
But they've just thrown in. And it's also weird, it would have been softer. I'm kind of glad, obviously, that it robbed us of Maud speaking, but I'm kind of glad they did it this way. But it seems like they would have gone the other way, where it would have been Maud coming to the door and saying Ned's been kidnapped. Now, that feels less mean, but they're getting into a slight groove here of, oh, we can be mean to Maud Flanders, that's fine. We're not realising the slippery slope they had put themselves on.
So you think this is all foreshadowing that they were, without really realising it, like singling out the escaped goat?
Precisely, yes. She is becoming more and more mortal with every appearance.
With every appearance, especially this next one. Won't somebody think of what kind of example are we setting? Sex Cauldron and Skedna.
Yeah, again, honourable mention, but this is Maudie's probably most infamous moment to the outside world, the non-Maudcasters, but it's because of the Krusty line. But because she's front and centre in it, you see this scene a lot. I like the old Jewish man's stance behind her. I've never noticed before.
He's kind of like lolling a bit, isn't he?
Yeah, Rothel. He's not he, she, ka-ching. It's just kind of nice to have her front and centre on the internet sometimes, and not in the worst way possible.
Not in the Maud After Dark way, which is... I stumbled across some excellent Maud After Dark art, but this is not the kind of show that gives the light of day to that stuff.
Precisely stumbled across. Yes, I do like this one, and the main takeaway for us as a Maudcast is that she specifically name checks and points out and speaks to, in front of an entire crowd, Edna, who then goes on to just shamelessly lie much later in the day about...
We all forget things.
We do. We all forget one of our 4 friends being married to the man we're about to marry.
Easily done.
Hello, it's me, Gradually. And Brendan, I have read between the lines, and you are absolutely right. It would be phenomenal to hear some more of those postcards from our nearest and or dearest.
Good times. I know who this will be.
And hail.
Oh no.
Shabalagu Maudcasters and hail Leica. It's me, Natalie Bloom of House Manticore, and I felt inclined, or pressured into, if you will, to send you a postcard from the new and improved MFIMDB number 5 space station, located, as you well know, on the moon. You would love the Maud statue. Speaking of Maud, my favourite thing about Maud has always been her big, juicy bahungas. And I must tell you that Apollo astronauts reported that lunar dust clinging to their suits smelled like burnt gunpowder when they got back inside the lander, and also that billions of years ago, a day was only about 6 hours. The moon's gravitational pull slows Earth's spin, lengthening our days. I'm off seas, hail Leica, mucho thank you. Oh no, wait, I think that's just you saying thank you to me. Okay, bye.
Hurry, Ron's been asleep.
Big juicy bahungas.
Endless good times from the Balloon Manticore clan.
Oh, yes.
And these guys too.
Right. Parents Unbelize. Rating from MF IMDB 122 in Tromsø, Norway. Ahoy hoy, casters of Maud. Parents Unbelize here. Live all the way from MF IMDB 122 in Tromsø, Norway, where I have taken residence for the next few months to reinvent the ecosystem and also the education. Gamification for some, competency-based education and edtech integration for others. Just a quick little cheeky one to say hi, and also to inform you that at about 69 degrees north, Tromsø is one of the largest cities in the world above the Arctic Circle. And also thanks to its location in the auroral oval, Tromsø is one of the best places to see the aurora borealis. At this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within Tromsø, Norway. Also, I felt inclined to say that Maud Flanders is a boring old bitty. And with that, I bid you adieu and farewell.
Exactly, I ate your sausage.
I've got an honourable mention here of a thing that we said she never says, but of course she does say.
They could force us to commit wanton acts of carnality.
Yeah, that'll be the day.
What's that, Ned? But think of the children. What
There
do
you
want?
go. As close as we're going to get to Maudie ever saying, won't somebody think of the children?
Yes, which she is often misaligned with.
It's attributed.
Yes, this is also one of this was very close to making it into the top 6, but got moved to an honourable mention simply because it's a Halloween one, so it's not.
Yeah, well, that's an honourable mention for me. It's not real. I'm not counting that as one of mine.
Yes, the reason it almost made it for me is because this is definitively, over 37 years, the only time that she has been like the sole hero of a scene.
Yeah.
Like, she acts and saves not only Rod and Todd, but subsequently the rest of the children in town.
The rest of the children too.
Yeah. And also invents Halloween.
And also
By
she's
doing
quite
this.
lust-filled in this, isn't she? Oh, no, she's not.
No.
She's pure, and Ned is lust-filled.
Yes, he is very Maudie in it, and he does refer to her as Maud. So it's clear that we're not talking about like ancestors, or like we're talking about these characters in some sort of alternate pagan universe.
Alternate pagan universe, UPA.
She so that's why That's why it didn't make it into my top 6, but had this have been a Springfield Halloween episode, it would have, because it is the most courageous thing she has ever done on the show. To face off against 3 witches on her own shows you is a testament to the kind of mother she is to Ron and Todd.
Too.
And they absolutely liked it too.
Didn't she fight some zombies on a buzz as well? How about that?
Yeah, she did, but that was a very short bongo.
VSP. So one of the things that we dug into and gave us some clues was the hearing test mod, where for some reason she's in some sort of center giving hearing tests to the to Grandpa and his buds and Jasper who sold them the house.
Yeah, this is the closest we ever saw to her working.
Yeah.
This is all we really had to go off. I think we didn't even bother saying that this was her full-time job. We just, I think, have established that, yeah, it's a very Flanders thing to do, to go to this, whatever this like health checkup day is or whatever it is. That's kind of what the scene is. If I recall, is that it's like a health fair. So you've got different stalls who will check different things for you. So it just makes sense that she would be one of the people who would absolutely volunteer to do
Yeah,
this.
I think so. And those youngsters take the mickey, don't they?
Oh, yes. I thought you meant the actual children who were being satirical. Yes, they are rude to her, and I buy it from 2 of the 3 of them, but I think Jasper probably is just deaf in this situation. It's likely.
I think so. He's losing his mind and marbles and hearing. I liked the stuff in the murder house where they're all covered in jam.
Yeah, that again, it would have made it had she had more standout moments, but these are the moments that we needed to cherish the most, where the Flanders family are together, all pretending to be murdered. It's nice that we have these standout moments. I forgot to mention my other favourite line from the Burr episode is we had to drink toilet water.
Yes.
I
think I skipped over that one. I think we talked about, I
think we did it last time. Oh, no, I don't know.
Here we go. I'm panicking, Neddy. I can't work the knob. That was one of my honourable mentions. I didn't pick it in the end, but it's very, very funny.
Yes, we had to drink toilet water, given the fact that they were trapped inside the house by their own choosing for about 4 hours. Is something that we probably should have delved into more in the decisions that went into that. But is that enough for a last ever diary?
Sheer panic.
Yes, SP. This one is a lovely one. She had a lot to do in this episode, but she's just a part of Springfield history, as she says herself in this episode. Not every episode. If she'd had standout moments every episode, there probably wouldn't have been a Maudecast. The moments where she just exists within this world as a person who isn't the star. The big draw.
3rd or 4th tier, really, in this. It's like she's probably the least well-known and least liked character in this entire scene, and in almost every scene she appears in,
except for when she's with Helen. Yeah,
covered in jam and loving the murder house.
People do tend to. There's a lot of love for Maude online. No one really refers to everybody's fine that she's dull because that's what she's supposed to be. Whereas people are really hateful of Helen and some other character. Even though Helen is a bitch by nature and by script,
by design,
it isn't enough for people to be like, oh, we love to hate her. So I'm glad that Maude is well received, and especially in her return ghost appearances. People probably know her more as that kind of character as this character.
Yeah, well, that's one thing we've got. I would say pony unicycle.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shot.
Right through the window, smiling Maude, Rod and Todd on a hired pony, Ned on a unicycle. There's no way that Maude is letting a pony be in the living room. Simply not happening. That's a cardboard cutout, I guarantee.
Yeah, I think even when discussing this, we did this one really early as well because we did a Christmas episode. So this was probably in our first, maybe before the end of season 2, even though the clips probably only came season 8 or 9 for us. In fact, one of them we looked at last week, the one where they're in the Krusty Burger and they storm out.
Right.
That is from this episode, but it was a missed one. Yeah, I think even then we said it's either just a stuffed horse, not taxidermy, but nice, yes, like a toy, not rocking horse, because the rocking would be too unsafe. Even though Ned is on a unicycle.
Also, no chance. It's not happening.
It's nice that she was given a camera. That's what the writers or whoever put these things into this scene decided for Maude that, again, even in this scene where we have a unicycle and a pony, they didn't want to
Modest.
go wild with Maude's thing. They thought, well, let's just give her a camera.
We'll give her a giant, like, a Viking helmet. No, let's give her a nice little camera.
Should have put her in a boat. Should have been in a boat rowing across the window.
Across the River Styx, yeah. Isn't that
Precisely.
right, son? Yes, Dad. Religious book.
Spoiler.
Go on.
My spoiler is that all the rest of my clip and honourable mentions are all post-death now.
Interesting. I think mine possibly are too. We found out that she does religious book rugs. We found out that her folks are a tad touchy about odors because of the nappy mountain, and then they die. And then we something judgment.
I did make note of a meanest line, which is when she says, when they're at the golf course, and she says to Rod, "You have small girlish hands." It's just unnecessary.
It's unnecessary. And is that the kind of dig she would take regularly, you think, or is it just under pressure?
I don't even think she meant it as a dig. I think she said it very factually, not thinking it would upset Rod in any way, because it's
just the truth. It's just a fact, and facts can't ever offend.
Yeah, she didn't think of it as insulting because she has small girlish hands, but she doesn't want to do it herself.
She is a small girl. How about this?
She's implying that her hands are bigger than Rod's.
I think so. But look here, I noticed this when watching the clip about my eyes have been soiled. She's peeping.
Yeah, she's not really committing to the whole, like, she's being super over the top. My eyes have been soiled. I can't deal with this. But I think she's doing that to rile herself up as opposed to like curiosity peeping. I think she's doing it so she can be even more offended.
I don't know. I think that little peep there, it tells us a lot.
It does, and it's also something we've never really, an unrequited thing that we've never really got into, because there is that. It's not really a real flashback though. It's like a psychic vision flashback where she asks him to the prom. So there could be something in there that she's just a tad curious, but it's very unlikely. And I think she's just trying to wind herself up a bit more.
Trying to wind herself up.
I'm so offended. Let me look again so I can make sure how offended I am.
I'm not convinced that it's anything beyond but it wouldn't harm to just take a look. I'm not saying that she's hankering after him. She might be like kind of laughing to say, "Let me just want to see how horrible it is down there."
Yeah. So she could also be doing this as like she doesn't want to, but she knows she has to, so that she can slag him off to other people.
Exactly, a little bit of research.
Yes, a deep dive, if you will. I did do the thing we will come back to in this definite threefer. And I don't know if we're doing it now or in the epilogue.
I don't know if it is a threefer. I think we're making good progress.
I think we are too, but I can only imagine it becoming a threefer.
How about another delicious duel of postcards, boys? Boys, I am Statman John, J.K. Misting, I'm gradually Poncho.
Oh, off the books.
Hi, it's me, Niles. I'm writing this postcard from my hometown of Ventura, located in the deep and mysterious and lost to you city of Atlantis. This is where MFI-MDB number 100 lives, and I proudly co-run it with Italian Christmas witch La Befana and shitting nightmare child Ham Ham Jr., both of whom I have put in the time out for starting a race war. Natalie told me we have to write a postcard because it's the last Maudecast, but you've been saying that for about a year now. Speaking of Maude, I really liked that she ad-lib. What? Oh, I meant to ad-lib. Consider that my ad-lib. Whilst I've got you, Ventura County, California has its own Atlantis rumours. Some locals believe that strange stone formations off the coast and unusual stories from the Chumash people point to a lost civilization under the Pacific. Parts of the seafloor near California, including Ventura's waters, show odd magnetic readings. Conspiracy theorists tie this to ancient Atlantean technology buried beneath the ocean. And they're right, it's just our Wi-Fi. Bye, Nile Balloon, whatever.
I like his increasingly distant voice. It's similar to the journey that Zaz took on the Cockney Watchdogs from intense what can I say, intense passion down to detached passion.
I was saying that Niall's passion has always been that level of detached.
I would say so. It hasn't really decreased. I would say a couple of things. One, everyone so far has struggled to say MFIMDB. which is good. At this point in the game, it's good. I like the fact that consider that my ad lib was my favorite line of his. And of course, it's pronounced specific.
Exactly. Of course it is.
But who's left?
Shabalagu.
Not her.
Yes.
Ballet saw isolated from NFINDB, the island of Skye. Greetings and thoughts, my gods. The Wing Tower is instructed fully by Fraser and Shore of Welfare. Local Scarlet, Captain Fraser's Folly. That is a word from the TV. Lock below. Bum bum.
Brilliant work from Polo. He's
Polo
the
who
only
nailed
one, who nailed the MFIMDB and brilliant stuff.
Yes, indubitably.
That is the part of the Modcast finale that probably makes the most sense.
Yes, yes.
Beautiful. Who would have even thought it? Here we are in the second half of the second finale. It's almost as if we don't want it to end.
Exactly. We got lucky or unlucky this week, depending on how you want to look at it, with no new Treehouse of Horror episode.
NNTHOF.
So anything that comes after this now will be a post-Mordcast revelation. We have successfully done our duty.
We have successfully done our duty, but what if it comes out while we're doing the epilogue, which may take us another 3-4 weeks?
That will be a discussion had at a later date.
We will ignore that inconvenient fact.
Yeah.
Just like Bob Gore ignored the climate change.
Exactly, Bobcat Goldthwait.
So we carry on. We got a beautiful picture here. We're just looking at our favorite Maudes, and it was supposed to just be 6 clips, but it's now become every single screenshot of Maude that we've ever seen. But they're in. Where are they here? Are they in from Captain Moore's Family Feedback?
Indeed. No, they're at the. Excuse me. I can't remember. Like the Mark Hamill dinner theatre thing, where they see Matthew Louis perform on stage by accident.
Really? Does it really Mark Hamill really in it?
Yes.
Because he was buddies with Roswell, right?
Oh, yes, he was. That was a connection we didn't have at that time because we hadn't done any real research.
We hadn't worked out whether or not Maggie Roswell had been to school several years before and or after Mark Hamill.
Yes, or with any of the Star Wars cast. Yeah,
Still
he's
don't
in
know
this
what's her relationship with Chewie.
Exactly. He doubled down this episode as well. He played Mark Hamill and also a drill sergeant.
And also the Joker and Luke's spacewalker.
Exactly. He does say use the forks to Homer.
Of course he does.
Stab Louis in the hand with forks.
Very good. So we've got is this the first time we've ever had a double R&T face forward?
No, but it is certainly a beautiful one. We got a fourther that one time with George Bush.
Oh, all 4 of the Flanders are the face forward?
Yes.
Interesting. It's a very symmetrical Roddy and Toddy. It sets out really the differences between them.
Todd's got a very wide head.
Awful.
And Rod is would like it to. I just sent you the fourther.
Let's have a look at this fourther. Arthur Fourther.
I don't think that many tabs is necessary.
Doing some research.
To everything that's ever happened.
The history of the world. Do you know the Big Bang Theory?
I've seen Young Sheldon.
I'm researching the Big Bang and all of its related theories. Oh yeah, I remember that one. There's a really good open-eyed R&T, but we got a face-forward praying R&T. And then Maudie's kind of got the big old droopy eyes, hasn't she?
Yeah, she looks quite gangly. Like her arms are she looks quite olive oil in her appearance this time. But she's quite, like slender and gangly, which isn't really the Maude we know.
No, God, no. No top shelf, no eyeshadow. I'm not sure if it's even the real Maude.
No. This one definitely is. With the other 7 Maudes that are knocking about.
How about this? About R&T and then glass of water on the side for dipping. They love that, right?
Yeah, this was a beautiful example of Maude saying to Ned, "We are really dull." The whole episode. That's why I didn't make it into my clips, because all that Maude really does in this episode is double down on how dull the family are. Which I've already covered with Unflavoured for me. So the funniest thing is when he cracks his back and she very sternly turns around to Rod and says, "Call Dr. Stein."
That's right.
After they've had a jovial conversation.
Oh, she turns on a sixpence, but she's all about business.
She is. She knows how to get things done.
Sometimes.
Yeah, a good episode for her in terms of showing how much she loves her husband, not so much the other way around.
No, well, later she goes back on that, doesn't he, when she sends him out to die? That could also be before.
Yes, that was before. So maybe there's some residual anger. But as we know, she also did this with the blue-eyed lawyer. So.
Oh yeah, there's a sordid past between the two of them. But then they get the clip where this is the Vegas Wives one, isn't it? Where Neddie's saying, and then there's Maude, then there's Maude, and he of course, that's a reference that at that point meant pretty much nothing to us. We may not have even picked up on it.
I think we did, but it was just sort of glossed over as like this is the only time that they made a direct reference to that Maude within this Maude.
That's right.
This is the only time that the worlds collided, if you will. Everything else.
We soon remedied that.
Exactly. Goofballs, etc. Fired, blunder.
Exactly.
It's just a string of words now for the finale. Yeah, it's nice. That's it. It's not good enough to make it into the top 5.
Not really.
But it is nice that we got at least one real world, if you will, but not the real world, the world. B. Arthur reference in relation to Maude.
It's the closest we ever got.
Yeah, it was there for them on a platter.
There for a platter. She was alive for like a lot of their seasons, right?
Who'd be Arthur?
Yeah, but wouldn't it have been amazing had B. Arthur come back in Simpsons form as Maude?
That would have been okay.
It seems the first time I've had that idea as well.
Yes, she's
like, what would Maude look like? What's her name? Maude Apatow. What's Maude's name?
Lebowski.
Maude Lebowski. What's Maude Lebowski? What's her name in the show?
I don't know. Maude. I've got all. There's too many Maudes. I've got them all. Maude McGart.
His name is Maude Findlay.
Yes, that's it.
Too many Maudes. Too many Maudes. Maude Moonshine. Listen, what would Maude Findlay look like as a Simpsons character? How is this only being asked in the finale?
Well, if you go back to any of the last 8 or 9 episodes of the Maudecast, look at the art, you'll see many, many representations of B. Arthur as a Simpsons character.
Can you find one?
Can I find one? I can probably find you 100, but for now I will find you one. I have not counted on.
Guest informant. She looks like Robert Pollard from Guided by Voices in that picture. I like the fact that this finale is now developed into the same leisurely pace that the very first episode had.
Exactly.
Except for
the very first episode was like 20 minutes long.
Yeah, we've already done 20 minutes today, and we're still talking about whether or not we've made images of B. Arthur as a Simpsons character, which we did several weeks ago, 4 months at a time. That Mummy You Like is coming back in style.
Oh, yes. That's fun. Did you make that?
Yeah, sent it to you.
We are, don't we? Yeah, I thought so. Frumpy. Yeah, I've sent you one if you'd like to look at it.
Yes, I would. I've never seen that before.
That's on you, I'm afraid.
I'm not caught up. I'm only on to the Simpsons recasting, the one that you made. I'm still only on the first half of that.
That is the most recent episode.
No, you've done it. You've put a second half and another episode since then.
Oh yeah, but B. Arthur is not part of any of them.
No,
she's already. That story is long.
Okay,
long put to rest.
That's on me. You can unfairly blame me. I want to address an issue while we're here that I, in passing, made a reference to as being crappy, and I would like to state for the record that I meant that only in the sense that we have a ragtag approach to some of our art and recording, not in any disparaging sense at all. Not everything we do is crappy. Not everything crappy is bad. When we do crappy things, they're brilliant, and a lot of the things we do are in no way crap.
Indeed, nothing we have ever achieved is crappy.
No, indeed.
Except this.
No, that's far, far from crappy. Who's this Ouija boy?
Yes, Ouija bag. And I don't know what the context for Mo is.
Mo. This is I don't know what a reference to that, but he's got moose. He's a cow. All right, we need to get back on track or it's going to be a 5. So they're being raptured. I liked that they were raptured, and then they also went to Japan. So I'm going to put those two together, even though they are as far apart as one could possibly get in Simpsons land.
Yeah, she had a season of exciting background roles, kind of. The rapture thing doesn't really count because it's non-canon. Well, it's not really non-canon. They just are unraptured for the next episode. But that does actually happen within the realms of a normal episode.
Oh, right. Interesting.
Well, it's like the wraparound of the Bible stories trilogy. It's like a trace of horror, but about the Bible. But that happens at the end of the episode when in between the framing device.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh, chap, what a bastard. He'll remember that.
What I But it's no less realistic than when God comes down and saves Ned and Rod and Todd. So they could have just been zipped up to heaven for a rapture, and then it could have all been retconned the next day. No one's any the wiser. Sixpence none the richer.
I was going to say, that's the very last episode of The Simpsons, but she would have to be alive again.
She would have to be alive again. But,
a rapture, I don't think it would be very exciting to be raptured if you'd spent 20 plus of the 36 seasons in heaven to then come back for like 2 seasons and get raptured.
No, not for me.
It would be anything. It would be sort of like if you went to Tesco and forgot the milk, and then you had to just go back to Tesco again. So all the excitement of going to Tesco isn't there anymore.
What if you went to Tesco's and you were so zonked out and tired that you loaded your shopping trolley up with an entire lot of goods, and then you just walked out with it, and when the alarm went off, you pretended to the security guard that you'd paid for everything in your trolley, and when he asked you to produce your receipt, you said, "Oh, I can't find it," and then it dawned on that you had not paid for any of the goods that you had in your trolley, and then they took you in the back room and grilled you for an hour about it, and then let you go.
And you receive a lifetime ban.
I was banned for 6 weeks.
Oh dear. It's crazy as well, because you could come into my shop and just steal what you wanted and nobody would do anything.
Pound smasher, pound smoosher, right next door to the bins in Worsley Mesnes. What about this trip to Japan they went on with the kimono? She's looking pretty damn fly.
Yes, I believe, again, this is something we did a lot of speculating on at the time. These are the fun ones, not that none of them aren't not fun. But these ones where she's in the background doing something interesting is golden for us. See also Aerosmith.
Oh yeah.
Things where she just shouldn't be interested. Like until this point, they're obviously just getting into it for the holiday's sake, which is a little bit appropriation-y, but it's fine. It's also celebratory.
Oh, I think so.
They haven't crossed any lines, shall we say?
No, they're not doing Charlie Shine impression.
No. They've not got. It's not like when Krusty did it on the stage.
Good lord.
And nice holiday. They don't really go on many holidays.
But they didn't end up going in the end, did they?
I think we established that they still went.
Right.
Look at that Krusty I just sent you.
Oh God, it's worse than any Little Britain sketch.
Exactly. Desiree Parks. Yeah, a fun little time. But for me, for some reason, these clips, I was harsh in my choices because we had 6 to make. But
yeah, that's true.
I unintentionally went for 3 alive, 3 dead. So all of my clips now come post Maude's death. So that implies that to me as a person, all of her greatest hits of life are out the door now. She's simply waiting to die.
I still have one more living.
Yeah, this one is a godsend.
It's a doozy. It's an absolutely beautiful, and it's an MMG mod. Didn't I choose another MMG mod before? But anyway.
No, I think this is the one.
This is the only. I mean, it's great that MMG's got some representation in it because she truly was an awful mod, and if she'd been better, Maud wouldn't have been killed. So, at the end of the day,
she's the true murderer.
She is, in the essence, her lack of ability to do a convincing Midwest accent is what really killed Maud Flanders.
Yeah, and you can see the lack of care on the part of all parties in this situation, where MMG came in and said, "Well, what about this? How does this sound?" And everybody went, "Yeah, okay, that'll do."
What actually happened? Go ahead. I'm stopping you there, but go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, now these days when people are retiring, such as Hayden, or they have to race swap the actors out.
Yeah.
With the one exception of Dr. Hibbert, they do quite a good job of finding someone who can do the voice. Like, they've got a new Millhouse now, which is a big thing.
Really?
And so far, so good, I will say. Like, 3 episodes into it, they've clearly taken the time and found the best possible Millhouse impersonator.
Who was Millhouse before? I thought that was Hayden.
Yeah, Hayden retired, last year, so...
Retired? Who else does Hayden do?
She does the characters of Jimbo Jones, and also she did the character of Rod Flanders.
Really? Oh yeah, we talked about that.
So Maude isn't the only Flanders to have been voice swapped anymore either.
No.
But Rod got out of it way lighter. And they couldn't have, this was a situation that if it had happened a lot earlier on, like you say, if Hayden had quit season 12, if they had to do all the voice changes, get rid of Apu, etc. around that time, maybe Maude would have survived because they couldn't have killed off like 10 to 15 characters.
No. There's lots of ways that she could have happened, but unfortunately the death planets aligned. And I said, what about Breakfast at Tiffany's? And she said, I think I remember the film, and I said, as I recall, we both kind of liked it. And MMG said, well, that's one thing we've got. Here's my clip. See if you remember what's that one? Sponsored by
Oh, Nettie, you almost hit that coffin.
Sponsored by Elastoplast. It's got to be like 2 years since we did like a Courtney Watch Dogs cast, right?
It's been a while. It's been at least a year since we
Mad
did
Dog
anything
2020.
non-Maudie, really. Because
that's one thing we've got.
Black Phillip and Feathers McGraw at last Halloween. Other than that, we've done a Ploughkin cast. Everything else has been in the world of Maud Flanders.
All right, well, what about this? Eddie Smokes is wearing a German helmet. She's got all kinds of like hippie-ish dude stuff going on. Her eyes are pemming and skemming. Let's listen to that voice though.
Mad Dog, I've been thinking maybe we should get another smoke detector in case that one trips out on us.
She did. There's a hint of trying there though. There's a hint.
I think what's happened is this was her first go.
Yeah.
As Maud.
Yeah.
I think they'd opened it up to her being like, oh yeah, you'll be playing these 4 characters. You'll be playing Maud, Helen, Luann, and Miss Hoover. This was her first chance. This was the hardest she could try, and they immediately after this episode went, "Oh no, we're gonna have to right. You're not being Helen. You're not being Luann. Have a go at Hoover. Oh, that's not bad. You can be Miss Hoover." But yeah, that.
Who does the casting? Who does the casting for The Simpsons?
I don't know how they got hold. I don't know where MMG came from or where she went after this either. But yeah, so I imagine
choice. Was she the first person recast?
No, but kind of properly. Yeah, there was a guy who did the voice of Moe and Mr. Burns in season 1 and then died.
What?
And they went back and they used Shearer and Azaria over it.
That's not true.
It's called Chris something, but it never made it to actual television airing. They went back and redid all the lines with Azaria and Shearer, so it never actually happened.
Have you ever heard him?
No. I don't think I have. I don't think there's an option to hear him. And then the only other time was Hartman, and they didn't recast. They just said, no, we're done. But yeah, I think so. She tried really hard here, and the feedback was really bad. So she just thought, well, I'm not trying anymore. If
her very best was not good enough. Oh yeah.
Because also she's probably like, oh yeah, here's the episodes we're going to need you for. We're going to need you for these 4 as Maud, and then we don't need you for the rest of the season.
Or any other seasons.
Yeah. So she probably clocks. That's what. No, MMG's around for those 3-4 years. She does Hoover a couple of times, and she does. I believe they let her do 1 line as Helen.
Are you familiar with this? Are you familiar with?
Familiar with the television show Friends?
Are you familiar with the death of Dr. Dre Cremore?
Did they just kill off Joey?
Beloved TV show character falls to death.
It is quite. It's fun that's never come up before, and it's quite. The attitude probably does capture how MMG was feeling. In terms of Maud in this scene, though, I think that I really like the tie around the 3 top broccolis of her hair.
Do you still see this as Maud, though?
Yes, 100%. It's not Maud's fault that this has happened to her. If that makes sense. So I think they continue to write her as if nothing had changed. So this is exactly what Roswell would have said.
Okay.
But it's just a bit off. There's also a funny, when Ned says the thing about a regular cigarette, he gives her a wink. And I don't know if it's a Ned winking to Maud or if it's in character. Like Ned saying, like, don't worry, I'm just acting.
Roll, Nettie, roll!
See, she's okay in character, right? But once she breaks the roll, Nettie, roll, it's very apparent that this is not going to work.
Yeah, I wonder if the casual viewer would pick up on this as an experiment for the epilogue. Whether you showed somebody like Jessica Owls 2 Maud clips and said, spot the difference, if they would say that voice is wrong. Because it's
not a goddamn hope in hell.
It's not close enough that it's not noticeable, but I will give her points for the way she said smoke. Mo in that situation as well had a chance to not act, but chose to, which is a nice sign that he does genuinely care for Ned more than his lust for Maud. He wasn't willing to put Ned in danger for the opportunity for a widower Maud.
It seems to me that Mad Dog would be a prime Bongo spin-off.
Yeah, it's a fun I'd like to see the full spectrum of what they offer as a fire volunteer department player sort of situation. I would like to see what other scenes they have
Oh yeah.
with Mad Dog and Unnamed Girlfriend.
I was talking more of it in like an alternate Bongo universe where Mad Dog was like an actual like kind of biker, but he was like basically Ned Flanders.
Yeah, it would be fun to see. It's I just want to see more. That's all.
See more bird, see more butts.
Exactly. I will also outfit is phenomenal
Yeah.
for a late season Maudie, season 11, and we're getting all hippied up with some wonderful USA platform shoes.
Yeah. Well, we got that's the least Maudie outfit that she ever wears, but because it's a costume and she's doing some civic duty, it kind of makes it okay, right?
Indeed.
Yeah. Well, that next few is just like off-brand Maudie, I think. So got here. She saw Ben-Hur without him, but when they were broken up, wild times. I'm not sure how much we talked about that, probably for an hour, but anyway, I'd forgotten it. She's a Britney fan as well as Aerosmith because she's clapping vigorously when Britney comes on the stage. And
Gibson.
Send me to Maud. And Gibson, yeah, Gibson. But Gibson's an actor.
Yes, he is. But those are the three celebrities pre-death that we've seen her express an interest in.
And Ann Landers.
Yeah, Ann Landers, and then you can add Bob Balaban as a post-death reference. But,
yeah. Pope as well. I guess she didn't really like Pope.
The Pope?
Robert
Pope.
Hope.
Bob Pope. Oh, yeah. No, she just lives with him.
Robert
she seems
Hope
to not actually like him that much.
No.
I think we established that she saw Ben-Hur with somebody else. I can't remember.
Must have been probably with Louis. That's the only possible. Or the blue-haired lawyer. But it's
I don't know if we discussed it at the time or if I realised afterwards, but I think the joke is that movie came out in like 1939. Like it's a really, really old movie, so they would have had to go to like a screening of it or something. Like it's not unless they made one in the 90s that I've missed.
No Ben-Hur remake as much as I know. It was a
Not
proper Cecil B. DeMille kind of 2016.
They'll have remade it with Joaquin Phoenix at some point.
Ben-Hur was 1959.
Yeah, so I think that's the junk.
And 2016, which is before this clip, isn't it? So who's it starring? Jack Custon, Toby Kebbell, Roderick Santoro. These are properly made up names until you get Morgan Freeman down at the bottom.
Yes, I do actually know all three of those top names.
You know Jack Custon and Toby Kebbell?
Oh no, I don't know Jack Huston. I was mixing him up with the guy who was in The Naked Gun recently. Kebbell is an English guy who played Doctor Doom.
Okay, he was also in Dead Man's Shoes, which is a great movie.
Yes, and Rodrigo Santoro is Paolo from Lost. The infamous Paolo, so hated. The most Maudie characters on Lost. They introduced 2 new recurring survivors in season 3, and they were so negatively received that they were killed off within 12 episodes.
Brilliant. Well, that's one thing we've got, etc., etc.
Yeah, I like that you've sort of glossed in your notes of the greatest hits. You've glossed over something quite significant here.
Well, I thought we'd dwelled a lot of time on that. So I thought from that whole episode, the only thing that I really want to take away with me is Send Me to Maud. That's literally from that entire episode, other than the obvious scene itself, which we have covered more than once. Send Me to Maud I'm taking that home with my bread and butter.
Indeed. I think it was a necessary move to veto the death scene as it is. We can both firmly establish that it is the most famous Maud Flanders scene.
Oh yeah, but there's no way it's my favorite. It's my least favorite in many ways.
I would put it somewhere in the top 20 simply because it opened up this whole new supernatural avenue for her. But yes, I don't know how. I'd like to think I still would have been as fond of Maud had she still just been an alive character.
I really don't know. I think there's something else again. Finally we're getting to it. I remember asking you in the very first episode why you liked Maud Flanders, and we never really worked it out. But I think her being dead had a lot to do with it.
Yes, I would also argue that she fits into this bracket of characters that I like that were taken away, and I wished to see more of them.
To the moon.
222. So whenever you did see more of them, it was a treat. I believe that's how this whole thing began, and then it's just always super nice to see her. That's how I can summarize this entire journey with that sentence.
It is, but I don't think this journey exists if Maudie's popping up in 4 or 5 times in an episode.
Yeah, and we will be going over in the epilogue, of course, what could have been.
What could have, should have, would have been. Yeah, of course, right?
So far, I've managed to. I'm up to like season 20,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's partially it's mostly me and some chatbot, but I've been basically choosing the episode out
Yeah.
of the season that I think she would have the most to do in. So not necessarily a Flanders episode.
Okay.
And also, it does mean changing around. For example, Praiseland still happens, but she is instrumental in it.
Beautiful. I like that. I was thinking more that there would be completely original episodes that could only have existed because Maudie was there. But this works too. I guess you're taking the best and tweaking it to making it more Maudie.
Yeah, it's interesting to me to see where she would have fit in had none of the stories changed, and this was like who replaced her in stories, for example. Like there's an episode about like a bake-off, and
Yeah.
Margie's, I think it's like Brandine and Agnes who she's up against.
Hmm.
So to me, that would have been a very clear Maud.
There's no way that's not Maud.
Exactly. But yeah, she's dead now. That took us to 7 seasons, and it also provided one of my favourite Maudcast moments, one of the many that does not include us. The cover of that song, I forgot the title of, from Fast and Furious.
Oh, yeah.
See you
It's
again.
been a long time. Something, something.
The cover of that by Pants and Natalie and Beef and Jessica Owls.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Is one of my personal. Because this isn't us talking about our Maudcast highlights. This is our Maud highlights. That will probably come in like a year.
Oh, well, I imagine the epilogue will have some Modcast highlights, but it's been such a blur, such a rush these 5 beautiful years that it's hard to remember anything. And so I think the watch through Modcast watch through where we watched the shows in real time, the Modcast where we watched each episode in real time and comment, pausing it so that it's now 8 to 9 hours long per episode and streamed live so that we don't even have to edit it or any of that shit.
Exactly. That's the goal.
We definitely should do some live streams like Limmy.
Yes, like Limmy. Oh yes, just like Limmy. That's what that should have been the motto the whole way through.
We got a nice little preserving the indentation, and when he made that country singer look like Maud, 3 pairs of shoes.
Oh yes, and now we're up to one of my specific honourable mentions is Praiseland. It didn't quite make it, but this is what I wrote down. It was a defining moment in my personal relationship with Maud Flanders because I remember this episode is like synonymous with a very happy time in my childhood where specific TV shows were like revisiting characters that had left or died. And this was the first time I ever remember this happening. The only other example I've got is they had that little Ditto in Pokemon that couldn't change its fate, and they brought that Ditto and its trainer back at roughly the same time as Praiseland. And I just remember those two things sort of being intertwined in this thing of like, oh look, these characters are like making a return. I never thought that could happen. So that's why Praiseland is in. I remember taping Praiseland on like videotape and just drawing a lot of it or like making notes about Praiseland and then starting designing my own theme parks using pen and paper. So this was one of the strongest driving points towards my personal admiration of Maud Flanders, I would say. But it's only an honourable mention.
Really? Yeah, well...
The clips themselves don't do much for Maudie. It's great because everybody's talking about her and there's lots of visual representation.
Yeah.
But Maud herself doesn't add anything of her own personal.
No, she's not there, and that the whole joke is that she is there, but in the end it turns out she's not. But it's well done. I do like that twist. I think, that could have been the first point where we saw her kind of hanging out at the side as a little tag, but anything more than that would have been, kind of a hootenanny.
Yeah, I think it was still too early as well. We're only talking like 1 season later here.
Okay.
I think it was still too early for them to retcon what they've done out of pride. They left it a few more years where they were like, okay, let's show her as a ghost. At this point, I think they were still firmly, this character does not exist anymore. You will not be seeing her. Also, they couldn't have had her speak because she still would have been an MMG. And that was the whole issue to begin with.
MMG. Murder G.
They wouldn't have dreamed of asking Roswell back 1 year later. They had to leave it at least 4 or 5 years before they came crawling back to her.
Yeah, we've talked about it many times, but I do wonder what that negotiation was when she came back, whether she got the 4,000 or even more, and she was able to record at home. I'm just guessing she did.
I wonder what the conversation went like. These are the things I would ask if we interviewed Roswell specifically. Like, how did they approach you to come back?
Yeah.
Was it very like tail between knees, or was it brash?
Well,
Like, we have an
people change
opportunity
as
to
well,
bring-
right? So it could have been that it was a different producer, different writer who was like, or a different lead or whatever, who
I
was
think,
like,
yeah,
come on.
it seemed to be the network itself, not the Simpsons, that were the issue, because it was the network divvying out wages, wasn't it? So it's just that
I
no one at
don't
the
know.
Simpsons really fought that hard for her. She basically
Exactly.
fought the battle solo. But also the solution was that she could do everything at home. So it wasn't like will you come back and do what you were doing before? It was oh, we've adapted this to what you wanted. Will you please do it for us,
Will you
please?
please do it for
Please
$4,000?
come back.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was Shearer and a double team up from Shearer and Azaria, who kind of like, gave her the old little like bought a couple of baboon tunes and maybe sent them to her as a little joke, and she's like, hey, who's sending this? Oh, God damn you, as Hank Azaria and Charles Burns. Brr. And she was like, hey, you know what? You can record at home and we'll give you $4,000. She's like, I'm in.
Exactly. That's one thing they've got.
Yeah, I said exactly. But I thought that the Morty mask on Ned is horrific, and the back view of the Morty mask, I'm sure, is a coincidence, but looks like that kind of green man, wooden man from the Wicker Man.
Yes, it does. It always reminded me of not always, because I didn't know about it at the time, but the sun sphere thing, or whatever it's called, sun statue in Osaka.
In Osaka, in Banbaku Coin, yeah.
Yes, that face reminds me of this face. The background, that's a weird. I would argue that Maud is the only character in the show that we've ever seen the inside of her face.
The inside of her face. Oh yeah, I'll give you that.
It's just circular more than anything. But
It's one thing we've got.
I would have said it in my head that was a gold colour, but evidently not.
Evidently not.
That is it for Praiseland, really.
That is it for Praiseland, really.
It also actually started off. There's some stuff with Frink in there, an ice cream machine, and there's some stuff with Frink, Disco Stew, and Comic Book Guy were always my three favourite characters who weren't Maud growing up, and they all have something to do in this episode. Like Frink has some stuff earlier on, and Stew and Comic Book Guy both get a heaven sequence. So I think it was this is probably the most instrumental Simpsons episode to me. It came right at the time. I was probably like 11.
Oh yeah. Do you think like it was a case of like, oh well, we'll double down on the slightly more obscure characters, or it was like we need a lot of people?
I just think it came in a time where the writers also really liked Disco Stew and Comic Book Guy. They were reaching out to those. Like the side characters they started with were too popular to be side characters anymore, like Frosty, Mo, etc.
Yeah.
So they've moved into a second generation of side characters such as these and like Kirk, etc. And now they're in generation like 5 where it's like Martin Prince's more.
They're not fun ones though, are they? They've not really done a fun character for a long time.
I will argue that the character that Karen Gillan played, Maisie, who married Willie, was a great addition, and they've wasted it by having her just appear in that one episode so far, like 2 years ago.
Yeah. Now Gillan can just get on her phone, right? They can just basically send her a text and say, Gillan, switch your phone on and record this for us, and then they'll be like, oh, AI it. And
I just don't see the point of introducing wives for characters and then never seeing them again. Like they've done it a couple of times where like,
what about my wife?
Exactly. Willie got married and that was it. You never saw the wife. Even Stamps Opera wife's been mentioned like 15 times.
Fair enough.
We never married anybody and then forgot about it. They did it with Mo as well. He got Mo got into a serious relationship like season 20-ish. And then she just never appeared again, and Mo went back to being the single guy. So why end the episode in such a manner? It's essentially the same as that episode ending the way it did, and then Maud being alive in the next episode.
I like it when a show will. I've been watching Ideal.
Anytime a show.
Anytime a show. I like it when a show forgets some things but keeps some others. And what Ideal seems to do is kind of like it'll do some things in the episode, and then those things will be kind of forgotten or never mentioned again. But then there'll be other things that run through every single episode, and that's sort of how it goes, isn't it? Sometimes, but things like major things that then are solved or disappear off camera it's a bit cheeky.
Yeah, it's just kind of. It seems like more work than it's worth 36 seasons in to bring in a new wife for Groundskeeper Willie, and then just have it so Willie just continuously appears on his own again after it.
It's just another, you never know whether it's like, hey, Karen Gillan is like, she's happy to do the show, Oh well, we'll make her Willie's wife, or maybe she said, I'd love to do it, but I'd love to be Willie's wife.
Yes, maybe she did.
Maybe she did. When she comes on, we'll ask her. But
Yes.
Bort Maude is my next pick. We're up to 11, and then the trios of horror were Balaban, where both the scary and non-scary Maude appears, and it's all the same sketch, that isn't it? With Bort Maude.
Yes, and this is my next choice. It's a blatant and obvious choice, but it had to be done.
All right. You're going to play it?
It's if you like, but I can hear it in my head already.
I can feel it in my fingers.
Exactly. Maude is all around us.
11, part 11.
No.
What are you saying?
But this is your chance to contact your late wife, Maude.
Well, I do miss the missus.
Chew to appease.
Give me a turn. Ned, I'm back. Give me a kiss. Ah! Chill out, dudes. It's me, Bart Simpson. What are you looking at?
Maude, you still look as pretty as the day I buried you.
Are you ready for tales that will shatter your spine and boil your blood?
Well, duh.
Then choke on these!
It's interesting she's doing Luann when she gets scary.
Yeah, I would just say it's definitively Roswell more than it seems like a Roswell character that she's done on other shows, but it's not.
Not Maude.
No. But I don't really know how she would have. I suppose she could still have done a Maudier voice for it, but maybe it's supposed to sound different. Who knows? Who knows what the direction was on this first journey back? I chose it because it would be rude to get it tattooed onto my body and then not mention it.
It's a new name now, isn't it? I think it's Andy and Paula that owned it had to sell it because they just couldn't afford it anymore. Sorry.
As one of the best. This is her most iconic out of the Maudecast situation outside of death as well. This is what people know about her.
Yeah, this and Satan, being girlfriend with Satan.
Yeah. This was her first real. This was the first time you see Maude for 3.5 years.
Okay.
That's it. She was done, and then obviously they found a way. I don't know why they thought, because this isn't it's in the Trios of Horror, but it's not like a segment. It's just the opening part to get into the episode. So I wonder who decided this and whether they were just missing Maude already.
Writer's room, right?
Yeah, to get Roswell back as well for it must have been a feat. And because I don't think she's back, I think she just did this one, and then a year later she came back.
Okay.
But yeah, just all in all, a great bit for it. It's definitely the most exciting thing she got to do vocally with Maude in terms of the lines she has given and the delivery. This was nothing like she'd ever had to do before as Maude Flanders.
There's a whole new Maude, and that's great for Maudie coming back.
First example of her as a villain as well, which obviously going forward now, this is her first supernatural appearance.
Yeah.
And so this is the defining moment. You can say that she went from being Springfield good-natured townsperson housewife to now this is who Maude Flanders is.
Monster.
Yeah.
So it was interesting that they gave her that power, but that scary Maude ghost, has that appeared in canon?
No, just in this and Tapped Out.
Okay, so the scary Maude ghost is really a Treehouse of Horror invention. I had a feeling that she kind of popped up at least once in a show for 19 years.
No, I think just once and done, basically. Every other time you see her as a ghost, she's good. Or when you do see her, when she does the Revenge Bart episode thing, she is an angry ghost in that. But she doesn't go to these
transform.
I need a wee. I apologise. So
Apology accepted.
Very momentarily.
Yeah.
But first, I'll give you something to listen to while I'm gone.
It's a boys, it's Italian roast. All these views about to be kind of toast. Hold the chicken, serving it out with a coffee roll or a muffin. It's a boys, it's Italian roast. It's Italian roast. I want you to hold it between your F and Jeff and me. Season 1 has 3,199 views. Season 2 has 2,719 views. Season 3 has 1,809 1,601 views. Season 6 has 1,601 views. Oh yeah. Season 7 has 841 views. Season 8 has 1,346 views. It's a boys' Season 9 is 1,305 views. Season 10 is 782 views. The worst season ever, you've lost them boys. Wait, what's this? Season 11 has a ridiculously whopping 6,137 views. You got it back, boys. You got it back, boys. And lastly, season 12 has 6,063 views. You did it, boys. You got him back, boys. It's a boys' voice. Thus, the content cast has amassed a figure of 3,966 views. Booze off in heck. I want you to hold it between your F and Jeff and these boys. Booze. Given a total of 32 for tonight is 7. That's 32,420 sign your effing Japanese boys. Woo!
I can read it. So season 9, 1,305 views. Season 10, 782. Boo, worst season ever. You've lost them, boys. What's this? Season 11 has a ridiculously whopping 6,137 views. What can account for that? You got them right, boys.
I don't know. It's funny that we did a tally of our episodes in episode 100.
Yeah.
And then episode 100 and 101 both got 6,000 views each.
6,000? No, 600.
6,000.
What?
No, let me check. It's
1,000.
something insane.
1,000 each. The highest.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
The highest rated episode has got like 2,000.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. No. It's the three. Episode 100 has 1,800 views. 101 has 2,100, and then the one after that has 1,000, and then the one after that has 92.
92 fell off hard, right?
But then within 12 as well, the third episode of our 12th season has like 1,000.
Yeah, so if I go from that I voted for Kodos is now perilously balanced on in ninth. In actual 10th position, because obviously your top 5 are all the big ones with nearly 550,000 views for that original Maud Flanders video. But of ours with Maudcast videos, season 11 episode 4, 2.1 views, and then 11 episode 3, which episode 100 is 1.8. So those are big numbers. Those are big boy numbers. But those are not the real Jeff's numbers. He can fart into a cup and get 250,000 views.
Exactly. It's not about the views, but it's nice to have some numbers in there.
It's nice to have some numbers because we were joking early on that like double figures, and even if you go down to our very least.
Did they just kill Joey?
Joey from Friends again.
One of them, the Twin Peaks episode we did, which doesn't bode well for us. The return part 8 thing that we did.
Oh yeah.
That's something like 30 views.
That's one of the best ones, right? But if we go down to the bottom, with those individual sponsor race ones are not that popular, although I like it a lot. Cthulhu Madness, 18 views, and then obviously the Cockney Watch Dogs ones. But the
most baffling one to me is the Maggie Simpson one, like the most popular character we've covered by a country mile. It got like 40 views or something like that, maybe even less.
There's just no rhyme or reason to it. The lowest proper episode is season 10, episode 3, which is just random, and also it has a thumbnail of Maud in it, which we at one point thought was a surefire. But that's an anomaly. Most of them, the that's the only proper episode that's really down there. Most of the regular episodes get at least a couple of hundred at this point.
Yeah, and annoyingly, maybe I'll start. I haven't really decided what the plan is for post-Mordcast in terms of channel, but maybe the Stars of Stage and Screen and the Turn Peak stuff might board from a different channel anyway, because they're not doing good numbers on mine anyway.
No, they're not doing good numbers. They're not clearing good numbers, are they? But anyway,
No.
let's keep on keeping on here. We've got a whole bunch of more modding to do. So yes,
30 more seasons.
30 more seasons, but BM her, so a proper broccoli mod her, which we love. We got some clips, some original mod in high school with a kind of a longer, less ducky face. And then
I have an honourable mention.
Go ahead.
It's the Heaven Bob Hope one, which is a Maud teasy episode all round. It's a Rod-centric episode that makes only 2 small references to the deceased mum situation for the entire episode. Like, that's it. She's really glossed over. And then you see her in the credits and she speaks, and it's the first time we've ever confirmed that she is safely in heaven.
Yeah.
So there's like 4.5 to 5 years where you don't actually know what her fate was, because they still hadn't really. You've seen God, and we've seen heaven and hell within the realms of Treehouse of Horror.
Yeah.
But they still hadn't gone that far to say heaven exists, I don't think. So this opened up that. And then once you've opened up that once, you're fine to just keep going back to it.
Yeah.
So
you got to play a bit safe with it, though, that it doesn't completely de-ruin the ruins.
Exactly. Just a nice sweet, and also because it was in the credits, you can always, things that happen in the credits for some reason, or like, you can kind of see them as less canonical. So they kind of, maybe they threw it in there as like a cheeky little, this might just be a one-time thing, but maybe this is opening up a thing. Yeah, that was it. It was worth mentioning because it's her first proper Maud rollback where she's Maud, not an evil or like wailing ghost.
Yeah.
And yeah, the fact that we get to see that she did all the hard work on Earth paid off, and she did make it to heaven, and she is okay. She gets to, not only is she okay, she does get to watch as well. This was the closest they got to retconning it and making it nice again, where they were like, oh no, I know we did a bad thing by killing her, but here, let's show that she's in heaven, and she's fine, and she's okay, and she can also still watch the boys grow up.
Yeah.
She just talked to them about it.
This is post-Nedna, though, or they did all this and then still went with Nedna?
Oh, this is pre-Nedna.
Yeah. So it's interesting they made that decision, brought back the actress, and then still married him off to Nedna.
Yeah, they at no point like seriously considered bringing her back. We've got more chance now that he's 2 wives in, but they at no point thought about retconning it at all until maybe like the last 5 or 6, I would say. Well, now it's more likely that it could happen for some reason to me.
Well, if you're ever going to do it, Simpsons movie 2 would be the time to do it, wouldn't it?
I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah, whether it's an AI, whether it's a time displacement, whether it's Morgana, we've been through it all. The many ways that she could return.
And there was once a vivid memory of them being on the Simpsons wiki that we still use for references to the upcoming episodes. I remember a fake spoiler once saying that Ned was going to build a ladder to heaven to get Maud back to Earth.
Right.
And obviously that just never happened, but they then a few years later did an episode called Flanders Ladder, so I really thought that they were going to bring her back. But they did not.
But it was just a Jacob's Ladder reference.
Yeah, maybe that was the one time that they could have done it. Who knows?
I see. Well, we got fairly recently, we got multiple other references to Maud growing up in Springfield. And the one thing for me is, because we determined that she didn't grow up in Springfield before I saw these clips, in my head, it did not happen. She was just visiting. I genuinely, when I think about this episode, I genuinely think she's just visiting.
I also agree. And I think we've been lucky in a sense that we could say that because there was so many past clips of flashbacks and things, even early on, even like, when you see all the Homer and Marge meeting and dating and the prom and stuff. She's not in any of those things. She's not in any. There's basically this and then something that happened like 3 weeks ago with the photographs. Other than that, there is not really any evidence that she did live there. So it is easier for us to stick to our guns. They haven't really done anything yet to completely throw off anything that we've established.
No, we can get around most of it, as can they, and that's sort of how they play fast and loose, isn't it? So it's like and even they paint themselves into a corner. Again, Maude being the exception, they managed to get out of pretty much everything else.
Yeah, there's plenty of things that they've just thought. It just does seem that life and death is something that they don't seem to think there are any rules you can break, but you can just... Apu can be like one of the most popular characters for the first 12, 13 seasons, even longer actually, like 25 seasons, and then you can just write him out with not even a mention of it.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But had they killed him, it would have been mentioned a lot, and he couldn't have come back at any point.
That's true. Very, but they didn't.
One of my next honourable mentions, the one that you hate, where they're arguing in the car.
Oh yeah, I'm not a big fan of that.
I loved it because it came peak me, teenager, being a Simpsons big fan, super fan. And I specifically remember me and Natalie Blue Manticore discussing this episode on MSN Messenger. And it was just a thrill to see her at the time. And there's a lot of firsts that you get as well now. So this was the first. We've seen her as a ghost twice. We've seen her in Heaven. This is the first use of her as a character again, as just a woman. It's just she is Ned's wife, or Ned is her husband.
They started just flashbacking, right? They realised, we can get Maude back in several ways, and one of them is the flashback.
Yes, and the writer of this episode was Ian Maxtone Graham, so I think there's a lot of guilt attached to it as well.
Atoning for his badness, and his radness. We talk about this a bunch of times, but we don't really think that IMG is the person who thought, okay, this is how we're going to do it.
I think he was. I think he wrote the episode.
Okay.
So he specifically got to choose what happened to her. I think, anyway, maybe he directed. I can't remember which way it works, but no, I think he did. He wrote it. So I imagine it was a group discussion. It wasn't him went off on his own, but he ultimately could have done anything he wanted.
Could have saved Maude, but he didn't.
Yes. The coma thing, was it you who mentioned the coma thing, or did I see it online about just popping her in a coma for 5 years and then bringing her back?
But that's the Audrey Horne thing, isn't it? It's the old...
kind of.
Audrey.
That's just a bit as well.
Sure, here's a darkly comic. Woo! You say that Maude was always so clumsy, never looked where she was going, and she tripped on the rail. They say the crowd was roaring and cheering, then suddenly they're fearing she tumbled right off the tailgate rail. And I said, what about Maude at the stadium? They said, I think I remember that fall, man. As I recall, it was kind of horrifying. And I said, well, that's the one thing she's got. I see you the one who tried to catch you. Yeah!
What?
Sure is a darkly comic. Ba-da-da-da-da. Sure, here's a darkly comic.
No, that'll be enough. You can make one if you like. It doesn't do good ones for me, right? The ones that used to be okay are now much worse now that it started giving you like 30 seconds of a good one. So I think we're done.
Yes, indeed. I pay for the privilege.
Brilliant stuff.
Yes, indubitably.
Indeed.
There is actually one more, but it's not a video. I'll just send you the...
What's up, sugar tits? It's me, H.O. Bloody Road, and I've finished categorising my pogs now, chica. So I found a bastard minute to write you a postcard. Thanks for letting me and Tommy Lamb and Babby Road move into MFIMDB number 276, located on the WASP 96b Cloud Basin, a hot gas giant, hot Saturn, exoplanet orbiting a sun-like star called WASP 96, about 1,140 light years from Earth, in a constellation Phoenix. It's dead hot and there's even a cheeky Nando's. Thanks, Pappy Boy. I studied in astronomy and astrophysics. Samra et al. 2023 predicted that clouds should be ambiguous in its atmosphere, i.e. present at many altitudes. Anyway, for me, the best thing about Maude was AD Lib. Alright, I've got foot goes now. Have a good one. Give me a lug to Snagger. See you later. Love your favourite top shagger, Rachel Roach.
Tuck Niles upper level.
Yes, confidently said AD Lib.
AD Lib, brilliant. I love it. Well done, Rachel Roach. You just won one of the points, but it's great that Pemberton, Skeleton, both the Manticores, both the Umbleases, and the Herd.
Exactly, the whole gang.
The whole gang. Well, that's one thing we've got.
Exactly.
And I said, what about Breakfast at Tiffany's? And you said, I think I remember the film. And as I recall, I think we both kind of liked it. And I said, well, it's one thing we've got.
Exactly. Whatever will be, will be.
It's a fucking three-for we all saw it coming, but it's a bastard unplanned three-for. Breaking kayfabe for 10 minutes, breaking all the rules is super standard at a finale episode. It's a bastard three-for, sing us out, angel save destroyer of worlds. Like no song for this one, we're an unplanned three-for. You got it on the side, a little one-night thing. I bought it over and it's time I will forgive you. Well, I'm not letting go, but don't forget I know you made your bed and she was in it. No, no, no. What you gonna mow like with a t-shirt on her? What you gonna flan like with a cannon on her? What you gonna mow like with a t-shirt on her? What you gonna flan like with a cannon on her? Well, I'm not blaming you, but she's still hanging around, and she's so crazy, tell you now, I just don't trust her. She thinks she's right on time, but I think she crossed the line. And I'm ready for the ride, I'm ready if it's fighting time. What you gonna mow like with a t-shirt on her? What you gonna flan like with a cannon on her? What you gonna mow like with a t-shirt on her? What you gonna flan like with a cannon on her?